Morning. Welcome to the classiest place on earth. My name's ClassyKatie, and it's wonderful to see all of you this morning. Day. Time. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna be honest. No clue. My brain has been smushed. I'm officially shrunk. My camera's really high. Why? No one knows. Good daytime, everyone. Welcome to the classiest place on earth. My name's ClassyKatie, and it's wonderful to see you. Lizzie with a fucking resub. Thank you for 48 goddamn months. Goddamn. And thank you for using your Prime sub. And fucking Gimp with that Prime sub. Do not forget to use your Prime subs, my dudes. Every time you forget to use your Prime sub, you're firmly tucking a $5 bill into the crunchy-ass G-string of Jeff Bezos. And bitch does nothing for the universe. Let's find a streamer who deserves it. Yeah, it doesn't have to be here, but use it. Thank you so much for doing that. And thank you. You guys are my Valentine. Before anyone gets sad about Valentine's Day, just so you are my Valentine now. You don't have a choice in your mind. Thank you for being my Valentine today. Good morning, Boywell. How are you? I blame all the weed. Well, I was, you'd think. My dudes, I got some weed. I got some new weed, but it's literally just one strain. I'm feeling okay. I'm better. My sinuses are fucked. It's honestly, Lizzie, it's the pain. Like when my sinuses get infected, which just happens because I have a shitty face for some reason, my teeth hurt so bad. All of my teeth. Like they feel like they're floating. I can't bite down. I can't chew on anything. I literally sit like this with my tongue between my teeth just to prevent my teeth from touching because they hurt so bad. And when your job is talking, it's really unfortunate when your mouth hurts. But I'm feeling better and my face isn't draining disgusting things today. So that's a good sign. We're getting there. I slept a lot. Thank you for the resubs, guys. I appreciate you. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. I didn't realize I matched my makeup. Hey, she did it. No, I totally did that on purpose. Look what I did, guys. Look how together I am. Doing great. Good morning, Kinger. How are you? Good morning, Kona. I feel you. The past few months, I've been randomly, massively congested all the time. Dude, it's me. It's me too. And the killer is, like, every time I get sick, I literally probably haven't left the house in 4 days. Every time I get a sinus infection. So I'm like, where the fuck is it coming from? It's just, I honestly think it's like the dry weather combined with me having a fucked up face. I'm just prone to getting these horrible sinus infections that make me like dizzy and sick and my teeth float and it's just the worst. I hate it. It's the worst. It's the worst. And then this is a weird thing that like I'm sure most people do not experience, but because I have a couple root canals because of the horse stuff, the horse thing, I've got a lot of dental work. Because of those root canals, when the nerves, when like your gums and your sinuses swell and it's all hurting, those root canal, the crowns and everything, they don't move like your mouth moves. And so wherever there's a root canal or like heavy duty work done in my mouth hurts 10 times worse than anywhere else because it won't expand and contract with the swelling and the inflammation in my face. So like here and here it feels like someone's just stabbing me with a porcupine in my face 24/7. It's so bad. I don't know. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. It's just, oh, you have shitty sinuses? Okay, cool. Because it's not life-threatening. Like, I just get sinus infections. They just suck. It's just the worst. What up, stream? How are you? My ears are like that constant ear infections as a kid. Me too. Oh my God, Kona. How many times as a kid did you sit outside your parents' room just crying, waiting for your mom to notice and because you had an earache? Was it just me? I have so many memories of sitting on the stairs directly outside my parents' bedroom because I didn't want to walk into their bedroom because they might be naked or something. I don't know. I never walked in their bedroom. And I would just sit there and cry holding my ear until my mom noticed there was crying in the hall and then she'd come out. But I used to get ear infections in this ear all the time when I was a kid. And it's just some people are just wired shittily. I don't know. It sucks because I've been to a million different doctors. I've had a million different scans in my face. Nobody has their answer is, oh, your sinuses really suck, huh? Yeah. Yeah, they do. Thank you for pointing that out. Why the fuck do you think I'm here? Hello, Sammy. How are you, love? I was home from school for a week once because it hurt so bad from an ear infection. Fuck, dude, that sucks. Doing all right, man. Got great grades. Good. Got a new semester. Asked a girl out. She said yes. Bitch, do you have a Valentine? That's amazing. Good for you. Can you like share some of that with the rest of us? Because we're not all doing that great. Thank you for the follow, Erebus. Welcome. I like your name. Good afternoon. You have good news? Yes, I want to hear your good news. Also, I messaged you back on Twitter. That was not me. I do not have a Colorado phone number. I've had the same phone number since high school. Thanks, Gimp. I do my makeup while I'm in therapy sometimes. It's like a way to keep my hands and body busy so I can listen. Because you guys, I've told you this a million times before. I have a horrible, horrible time sitting still and just listening to someone talk. And it's not because they're not interesting. I just can't do it. And so I have to like play with something or paint while I'm talking to someone just to be in the conversation. And so what I'll do is I'll do my makeup. So I did some crazy ass blue and pink shit today. I don't know. Tried to be fun. I used to get chronic sore throats and the doctors couldn't ever figure it out. I'm really grateful I don't get that as much. My for some reason there's like this like I don't know if you'd call it a phenomenon. It's a genetic thing. It's like a genetic fault in my family, but all the women have crazy weak throats. I don't know what else to call that, but they all get bronchitis constantly. Not bronchitis, they get strep. Excuse me. They get strep as often as I get sinus infections. All of my aunts, my mom, they lose their voice like completely lose their fucking voice. It's crazy. Fuck your diseases. By the way, have you ever heard of large-scale earthquakes in Turkey? Have I ever heard of large-scale earthquakes in Turkey and Syria? I mean, recently. I don't know where we're going with this conversation. Like, in general? Because yes, I'm not totally out of the loop. Although there is a lot of news lately. It's very hard to keep up. I will admit that. There is a lot of news going on lately, and I'm just, every morning I wake up and I'm like, UFOs? How much cold medicine did I take? I don't know, though. I don't know. But thank you. Hi, Banana. Wrong.
Did you take your joy today? Never forget to take your joy, and I guarantee your day will go as smooth as velvet.
I get kidney infections a lot, and it's pretty bad for me since I only have... Oh my god, you only have one kidney and you get kidney infections? Dude, take care of your kidney. That sounds like such a stupid thing to say, but for real. I gotta go XLR and a go XLR mic for my brain. For your what? My brain ruts? Fuck, my internet broke as soon as you talked about getting stepped on by a giant My Little Pony. What a perfect time to break, though. I know, I'm sorry, Banana. Calm the bitch down. That's all I got today. I'm sorry. Fuck. Why am I like this? So many reasons that are just not explainable. The fuck, Katie? Sorry. I'm out of practice, man. I've been sleeping for a week. I don't know what to talk. I don't know how to talk anymore. Literally just sleeping for a week. I live on the 6th floor in West Cyprus. It's a while away from the epicenter. I felt everything. Did you really? Was it? Oh, God. I can't even. I mean, I grew up, like, I was raised in Washington State the majority of my childhood. So I grew up with earthquakes to the point where we didn't even realize where they were happening a lot of the time. So I can't even conceptualize one that actually... I remember one earthquake. One in my entire life. And I've probably experienced thousands. I really don't know. I was 7. So what year was that? 1997? 1997? Was there a big earthquake in 1997? No, 1990. I wasn't 7 in 1987. I'm an idiot. 1995. Was there a big earthquake in 1985? Because I think I remember. I did feel this one. I was 7 years old, and my sister. We were at my grandparents' house, and I had just duct taped my sister to like the TV or something, and the earthquake happened, and I just abandoned her. Duct taped to something. I remember it quite clearly, but I don't know if it was like a big one, you know, or if we just happened to feel it for some reason. But we honestly, like, you'd wake up almost every morning growing up, and they'd be like, "Oh, there was an earthquake yesterday." Da, da, da. You just don't even feel them because they happen all the time. So I can't even conceptualize one that big. What up, Slurm? How are you? My brain hurts. No, I totally get that. Totally. I got your message. I got a job. Ooh, I'm an administrative assistant for a local plumbing company and school's going well. Fuck yes. Do you like psychology? I loved psych. I missed you, Fo. How are you, honey? I had just duct taped my sister. I was the second youngest. So, like, you know, like the hierarchy of siblings, like the oldest usually picks on the next one and then so on and so forth. So, like, I had 6 siblings older than me, and then it was me and then my little sister. So, I had a lot of pent-up aggression. I used to duct tape her to things a lot. She thought it was fun. It wasn't torture. I don't think. No shit, I've only ever felt one while I was in NZ. Was it a big one? Was it, like, a really scary one? I was the second youngest to duct tape my sister. I don't think I was ever duct taped. Oh, really? The professor's not nice? Boo! Have fun at work, Sarah. Be good. I love you. Getting ready to move to KC? Oh my god, I'm so excited for you. Thank fuck. Get the fuck out. It wasn't well, you know, like, she was laughing, I was laughing. It was funny because it wasn't like I was duct taping her with things to, like, it would be like, we would duct tape her to a door and then wait for my parents to open said door, and Sarah would be, like, on the door. Like, it was a group activity. I'm not a bad person. I asked you to be my Valentine. How dare you do this to me? I'm gonna smoke drugs now. Cheers. No, 1995. 95. Holy shit, I'm not that old. I'm 34. For another 2 weeks, I get to claim 34. That's strong weed. Holy crap. I got new weed, but it's just one strain. Holy crap. It's an ounce. It's one of those glorious $65 ounces of weed, but it's 25.7% THC. And what's the strain? The strain is The Solution. It's very strong. God damn. No, 88. Born in 88. 3388. Pretty easy to remember. On a full moon. Blue moon, actually, which is weird. I volunteered to be duct taped to a wall in college. It's kind of fun, right? I don't think my sister, like, unless we abandoned her. Now, we did. I mean, we would play. So did anybody watch The Little Princess when you were a kid? It was one of my favorite movies ever. Not the one with Shirley Temple. The one that was made in the 90s or whatever. It was one of our favorite movies. I don't know why, because it's kind of a really sad movie. But it's about a little girl whose dad passes away in the war, and she has to go live in an orphanage. And the orphanage, like, ma'am is named Miss Minchin. Miss Minchin or Miss Minchin. And we would play orphanage, and I would be Miss Minchin, and I would make my sister sit in a closet for like 4 hours. Those were maybe not the nicest. I am not 45, I swear. Honestly, it's hard for people to believe sometimes that I'm 34. That's the one that really throws. Most people think I'm in my 20s because I act and look like a child, probably. Not 45, I promise. I'm not that off base on my. I'm not that bad. I wasn't grown up in the 40s. I miss Aquatavana. The Little Princess is one of my favorites, one of the most traumatizing. I love it. Honestly, I still love that movie. I still watch it all the time, but it is sad. It's a sad movie. It's one of those movies, like, if I feel like I need to cry and I can't cry, it's a fucking winner. That movie it's like Selena. If I need to cry, like, I know you guys know what I mean. You just need to get a good cry out. Those are two that will just fuck. All I have to do is listen to that song, that Selena song. What one is it? The one that is played when she dies in the movie, and I'll cry. There are certain movies that are just like absolute winners for me when I need to cry. The older sister behavior. Ugh. I can't believe you mentioned Miss Mention. I know, she'd kill me. My sister is a lawyer. Just so anyone knows, my little sister is a lawyer. She's a super successful, very high functioning person. I didn't ruin her. It's normal behavior. Kids bully each other. That's what siblings are for. How else do you? Oh, honestly, I don't understand how only children survive in the world. Like, how did you understand hierarchy when you got to school? Was it very confusing? Because when I got to school, I was like, oh, I get this. There's Corey, there's Adam, there's Nick, there's Katrina, there's Joshua, there's Josette, there's Paige, and there's Sarah. And me. I can literally just feel everybody in the room is one of my siblings, and I know how to deal with them immediately. I don't know how the fuck people that are an only child do it. I think My Girl, oh my god, My Girl, I can't watch that one. That's one I can't watch because it fucks me up. And I like, you know, Death. Like, me and Death are weird buds, you know? But that My Girl one, he doesn't have his glasses. Where are his glasses? He can't see without his glasses. I haven't seen that movie in 25 years. And that scene is burned into the back of my retinas for the rest of my existence. Fucking Macaulay Culkin and fucking whatever her name was. God damn it! That movie is trauma. Straight trauma. Fuck, dude. Good movie, but Jesus. Whatever happened to that girl? She was a good little actress. I saw her in a couple things in the 90s and then she just disappeared. I'm a lawyer who throws people in jail now because my fucking sister duct taped me to inanimate objects as a child. She's an environmental lawyer. So there. She goes after people who clear cut rainforests. She's like, oh, you destroyed a wetland? Give me $3 million and replant it. She's great. She's like the best kind of lawyer. The paragons of mental health and moral thinking. My sister, I mean, in terms of lawyers, like, you know, the only way you get better than environmental science is like when you're protecting kids. You know, like, I don't know what kind of lawyer that would be. You know, lawyers that like get kids away from dangerous families. Like my sister's like good like she goes after evil people that like buy up property and try to clear cut it and build a. This is just an example that happens in Washington State all the time. But people will like developers will come in. They'll buy 100 acres or whatever. They'll buy a huge plot of land. They'll clear cut it and they'll put up those cookie cutter houses so fast that no one even can step in and be like, hey, did you get any permits to clear that wetland you just destroyed or anything like that? They try to do that really, really fast. And she's the person that steps in and goes, I think she's like the best that you can get when it comes to lawyers. Lady Emma, thank you so much for subbing to the class, keeping classy alive and giving an A to Swings Honey Bean. Happy V Day. I love you. Bobalicious. How are you, love? Same here, Casey. I've watched it once when I was like 5 or 6. Right, though? Dude, I don't even know any other part of the movie. Like, honestly, I actually just recently saw a clip of that movie for some reason. Someone was talking about it on something I was watching on YouTube. And I completely forgot that oh God, I just forgot her name. It was in my head. I had it. The lady that's in it. That does the makeup on the dead people. What's the actress's name? I didn't even realize she was in it. Because where are his glasses? He can't see without his glasses. He's burned. Jamie Lee Curtis, thank you. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm just terrible with names. Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. I completely like, where are his glasses? That's all that matters. What a PDO. I almost sneezed. How are you? Sorry, I'm still a little sick, so if I sound gross, please excuse the gross. Wait, what the fuck is... That's all I pull up, is that. What the fuck is that? Wake up, babe. New Jesus just dropped. Italian shark has virgin birth after 10 years in an all-female tank. That's pure hot magic. I actually read a story recently about it that happened in a monkey enclosure, and they found out the mom monkey was just fucking all of her babies and having more babies. So sorry that you all know that too. Why is CK dying? I'm still a little bit of a phlegm monster, so I choke on myself a little bit, but I'm getting better. My fave professor used to be a forensic child psychologist. Oh my God, I can't. Dude, I honest to fuck do not think there's any amount of money or any way I could do that job. Oh my god. Which one? The OART. The art of the movie? Which one? Which one? By the way, did anybody see those fucking Jesus ads during the Super Bowl? Yeah, I watched. I'm an Eagles fan. Sue me. Sports ball. Be childlike. Like, how desperate is the church to fuck kids? Are they running out? They spent, so I did the math and I was actually short a couple million. Someone else did the math correctly on how much they spent on those ads. And that organization, which is funded by evil people, I looked up their names and now I forgot them, but I'll look it up again. They spent $7 million on those 2 Jesus ads during the Super Bowl that were like, God doesn't want us to be anything but children. Be childlike. You know what I'm saying? It was like, my jaw just dropped. I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh my god, Everything Everywhere All the Time is such a fucking good movie, but it makes me cry hard. That's another one. I'm opening an energy drink. Cheers. Cheers. Of course, it's a company bankrolling anti-abortion shit. They're fucking weirdos. Dude, for real, though. For real. You see, yes. They're probably running out of kids who don't know the church is full of folks who want to fuck them. Gross. He helped put a lot of bastards behind bars. Who did? And that dude is so chill that we got drunk together and started talking shit at each other on. Oh, the guy that does the child forensic. Ugh, I can't even. Chills. And started talking shit at each other on a trip. We went to Portugal for a research project. That's awesome. So I wonder. I mean, dude, I don't even know, man. I don't want to get dark first thing in the day. I've seen a lot of kids die, just straight up die, or be like seriously injured in the ER and shit like that. And I can't even fathom being the person that has to look into that. The amount of times I want to just scoop a little kid up and just run away. Just fucking just run. Because I was like, is the system better than these parents? That's the question you have to ask yourself before you call Child Protective Services. Is the system in America better than these parents? I cannot. Oh my god. Nope. Who paid for those creepy ads? Okay, I actually looked it up because I wanted to know so bad. Hold on, Mishy. It was, what was their, like, catchphrase? He gets us, or something, isn't it? He gets us? Something like that. Yeah, it was, it's the guy who, the guy who started Hobby Lobby. I don't know how to word that. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. Because I really looked it up. The immediate moment the ad happened, I was just like, what the fuck is this? No, it's called, it's He Gets Us. He Gets Us. That's like their tagline for these commercials. Do you want to see them? If anybody's not seen them, I kind of want to show you these weird, they're not like, I mean, you guys know I have nothing wrong with people loving Jesus or being religious, but this shit is weird. I saw that I can't find it again because I think everybody else thought it was just as creepy as I did. But the first ad they play just keeps playing all these, like, really old clips of cute kids doing things. Kid clips that you and I have seen a million times in, like, memes. Like, you know that clip of 2 little kids running at each other on a sidewalk? It's literally, they're like toddlers, 2 little boys, I think it is. And they're sprinting at each other across the sidewalk and they hug. And it's precious. They, like, bought that and they put it in this ad. And it just shows these, like, clips of kids doing precious things. And it quotes the Bible somewhere where the Bible's like, Lizzie probably knows more the actual quote, but it says something about like God wants us to be like children or something. And then they say hashtag be childlike. Like, I'm not saying everyone in the church fucks kids, but like the Catholic Church especially has a pretty bad reputation for like raping children. Maybe this isn't the time to tell your followers to be childlike. Is it just me? Like, I mean, it was weird. It's weird to me. If the church has $7 million to spend on Super Bowl ads, they can pay taxes.
Once more for those in the back. If the church has $7 million on an ad, they can pay taxes immediately. Yeah.
Hi, Mickey. How are you? That's my opinion. I'm sorry. That's just crazy. And so it was 7 million just to get those ads played during the Super Bowl. That's not including all the money it cost to create those ads and buy all the footage they used in them and shit like that. So that 100 million could be correct. That could be the total cost just to get these ads run. If they've got that much disposable income that they're not willing to put towards helping the homeless, the poor, the addicted, the disenfranchised, etc., tax the fuck out of them. If I have to give half of what I make a year to the fucking government, they should too. In my opinion. Humble as it may be. 7 million per 30 seconds? Nuh-uh. Oh my god. Hold on. I wanted to look up who funds it because they didn't really talk about it. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the chain of influence behind He Gets Us, which is the name of this campaign, can be followed through public records and information on the campaign's own site. The campaign is a subsidiary of the Servant Foundation, also known as the Signatory. According to research compiled by Jacobin, I'm assuming that's the last name, a left-leaning news outlet, the Servant Foundation has donated tens of millions to the Alliance Defending Freedom, a conservative Christian legal group. The ADF, Alliance Defending Freedom, has been involved in several legislative pushes to curtail LGBTQ rights and squash non-discrimination legislation in the Supreme Court. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, while donors who support He Gets Us can choose to remain anonymous, Hobby Lobby co-founder David Green claims to be a big contributor to the campaign's multi-million-dollar coffers. Hobby Lobby has famously been on this blah, 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 blah. Well, who's the other person? There's another group that's involved in the donating. It is blah, blah. Where? This was not the site I looked at before. Hold on. I have to find it. There's another. I just am bad at it. You guys will know the group. The moment I say them, you'll be like, oh, Katie, you're such an idiot. I just never remember names. For some reason, my brain does not cling to them. Blah, blah. Fuck. I don't know what website I looked at before. I'll catch up on chat. Don't worry. I just have to find it because I said I would. There it is. Maybe. I think this is the one I looked at. It's hard to find good sources for this shit because everybody wants to sensationalize it, you know? And as much as I want it to be as bad as I want it to be, like, it's probably, you know, I don't know. God damn it. You'd think it'd be easy. It's not. I'm sure they're squashing this shit because they don't want anyone to think about this. Ugh. Where the fuck did I read it? Hello, Najiel. How are you, love? Ooh, lemon meringue. Yum. Does it taste lemony? I'm always curious if they actually do. Are you kidding me? Get the fuck. Are you? Oh my god. So many websites want me to pay for the goddamn article. It's really frustrating. I'm not signing up to anything of yours. Go away. Please go away. Yeah, it's just talking about the Hobby Lobby guy now, but there's another big family involved with it. Ugh. I'm gonna find it. I'm just clicking every link ever. I just cannot. I just wish my brain worked better. Really. She's never been a great one, but god damn it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Did I find it? Glenn Beck. My god. It's so embarrassing when I find it Because I know you guys are gonna be like, no shit, Katie, you're a dumbass. Why did you not remember that name? I don't know. I'm fucking broken. Of course, right? Duh. Duh. Fuck. I hate my head. Not a huge donor, but yeah, it's just like I hate my head. I wish I could remember these things. But yeah, those two are two of most of the donors are anonymous. Obviously, they probably want to remain anonymous because they're terrible people. But those two people don't care and they are not anonymous. Fuck, I hate my brain. I know. Well, that's the thing, Damien. Like, these are not people that haunt me. I don't like fantasize about them on a regular basis. So I think my brain erases them because my brain's like, no, bad. Let's not retain that person in our head. Let's not waste space. Fuck, dude. I'm sorry. That took so many clicks to get to. So many websites want you to fucking sign up and give them your fucking email address. And I already have 4 email addresses organized by what trash mail goes to what. And it's just, I can't. It's too much. Ugh, that's true. He hasn't really been in the news recently, but still, he's not a person I think about regularly. Let me catch up on chat. I do apologize. That was going to bother me, though. The campaign, which first launched in March 2022, is being run by the Servant Foundation, a nonprofit based in Overland Park, Kansas. And they're also called some other name, something. I already forgot. Whatever it was like a made-up word. That's not the goal, though. Hobby Lobby's objective here is to seduce lapsed Christians and make public opinion favorable to policies such as Citizen United. I don't know what Citizen United is. Should I? There's a lot of stuff in the Bible which is about being childlike with God, but not in a way our current context perceives that. Exactly. That's kind of what I meant earlier by like, it's probably not as bad as I want it to be. Like, in my cynicism because recovering Catholic. Whatever the scribes are talking about way back then, or what Paul is talking about, or what they're writing Jesus talking about, is talking about children in a very different sociological context. We didn't even have children as a sociological category until very recently in the Western world. It does not mean the same thing when translated to English. I love your brain. I love your brain. I love your brain. I just want to pet it and stroke it and give it candy. It's beautiful. I love because yes, but I wouldn't have thought to say that, even though like I know that through you. So once again, it's just institutions taking bits of text in other languages and from other cultures and declaring this is what it means about any critical thought. I mean, they just use it in the way that they want, right? They direct it wherever their current goal is. In the year leading up to the Super Bowl, He Gets Us, quote unquote, advertisements had already featured on billboards across YouTube. I hadn't seen one. Big shocker there. They also had aired on TV screens throughout the Grammys and other sporting events, including the NCAA March Madness games. One of the ads on YouTube, Tilted Refugee, Tilted Katie? Titled Refugee has racked up more than 88 million views. Whoa. Free Jews, I've thought about that a lot. Like sometimes, because, I think we've only had like one president who isn't Christian, who isn't like openly Christian ever in the history of America having presidents. And I've thought about that before. And sometimes I think like, do they just kind of, I don't know how to put it, put on the air of it to maintain that voter base? Sometimes I wonder, because it's such a like ingrained, institutionalized thing in our country, Yeah, it's like a prop. Exactly. It's kind of used as a prop for a certain population. I kind of believe that. Yeah. Who doesn't know Glenn Bloch? I know, dude, brains. They're so stupid. It's preserving your sanity. I know. Thank you, brain. Good brain. Oh, this is the Servant Foundation, Overland Park, KS Religion-Related Spiritual Development, NEC. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can't even with that number. I'm sick to my stomach. Oh, my God. The Servant Foundation, Overland Park, their revenue for 2020-2021 was $641,515,454. Untaxed. And donations are tax deductible. Wow, I didn't know that. What? We need to create a religion, guys. We're really missing out on this. Citizens United is a Supreme Court ruling in project of Clarence and Ginny Thomas to classify businesses as having the same rights. Oh, that's the one that makes businesses people. Okay, I knew about it. I did not know the name. Thank you. Yep, I knew that. That's like a huge joke I have with my friends that are not of America. I'm like, oh, businesses are people in America. Did you not know that? But I did not know the name. Thank you. It's called the Citizens United. Citizens United, aka businesses and corporations are people. I have pain. Is it heartburn or am I dying? What the fuck? Oh my God. It's through Western values. The Bible must mean this because the Bible reflects what is best, and what is best in is the West. Oh God, that's gross. The context is probably the famous line of Jesus saying, "Let the children come to me," and proceeding to tell his disciples that children are pure and closer to God, so be like children. That's exactly what it is. I think they quote it. They quote it in the ad somewhere. I think that's literally what it is, Mickey. I think it's theater. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Yes, but I can assure you where I come from. If someone told me, quote, "Congress people have a prayer before a session," I would look at them like they had 3 heads. Yeah. Oh, is it a new one, Rod? Businesses are people but can't be executed or removed from society, and they can't be penalized. You can't sue a business. I mean, you can sue a business, but you can't send a business to jail. What up, Ike Wolf? How are you, love? How are you in potato? I am high. I got some really nice new weed and it is strong. The picture of Trump holding the Bible, oh my God, I love that picture so much. Holding the Bible upside down in a press meeting after he had a bunch of protesters beaten and cleared so he could do it will forever be the visual personification of the callous and cynical use of religion dogma to manipulate voters. 100%. I think literally, correct me if I'm wrong, but we on channel had just finished reading the Bible. We read the Bible in my channel. I know. Again, recovering Catholic. I was taught Latin and I don't know Latin. We read the Bible on my channel, and I think it was literally a couple months after we finished that he did that. And I was, like what Lizzie's saying, the context of when that shitty book was written. Sorry, I read the whole thing. It's shitty. It's a shitty book. It's really poorly written. The context of it is not today's context. However, when you read lines like the Ezekiel line about the lady wanting to fuck horses that have lots of donkey cum in them, and then you see Trump like holding that upside down in front of this church in DC. It was just like, felt good. It felt good. I know, Lizzie. I know. If I was a theology person, I might think that. To the layman's, it's the same story a couple different times, written by different people with different means to an end. And it was just like shittilier written. The more it went, that's all I got. I know, and I'm not a theologian. Like, I did it just to like do it. I don't hate it. It just Lizzie, you can't argue that there are probably a billion other books in the world worth reading before that one. In terms of enjoyment, enrichment, valuing the time of your life, the fact that you might die tomorrow, like there are so many books worth reading over that one. It's like, but it's interesting. And if you were raised Catholic or, some sort of heavy duty Christian like I was, it is fun to delve into that book and compare it to what you were preached at with. But I don't have the eyes of a theologist to look at it. I totally get that. I know, Lizzie. And that's like the fact that you have to pay to like the book. Like, do you ever think about that? That you had to pay someone to understand how to like the book? Is that just me? But you had to pay someone to teach you how to like it. Is that weird? Like, it's a lot easier just to find something you like. Entirely unrelated, but, hey, CK, are your poodles obsessed with pulling games and toys too? No. They don't. They're not tug-of-war dogs. I know, it's weird. They are the most boring tug-of-war. I mean, I don't really, like, pack my phone around with me all the time, so I don't have a fucking camera on me to take film. I wish I did, but I kind of hate cell phones, so I leave it all the time, just laying places. But my dogs they'll like get on the same toy and they won't tug. They'll both just sit there on it like for 15 minutes though. They'll just sit there like it's the most literally the saddest willfulness. I don't know. They're just the saddest. They don't care. They like to chase. Their biggest thing is chasing or being chased. Emma, how is that going? Oh, Crispy, the fuck. No, fuck that. I am so sorry. That fucking blows. Is there a reason? Like, is the, like, fuck. Only tug of war? Seriously? I wish these guys like tug of war because I would love to play tug of war with them, but I can't run as fast as them, and so when they want to chase me around a park, it's just very sad. I feel like Millie being chased, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I can't give them what they want. If you think about it in my way, I see the Bible as a first collection of ancient texts, like Sappho or Gilgamesh, the Bible ensures second, and I understand that. Like, I can respect it as an ancient piece of text, 100%, but I hated reading Gilgamesh, too. I took a lot of ancient literature text classes in college. It was part of, like, history stuff, and I didn't like them. Like, I respect them, but for pleasure, I'm not fucking reading the Epic of Gilgamesh. I'm not whipping out Madame Bovary on my day off, you know what I'm saying? But I've been there. I can respect it for what it is. You know? Kind of like Beowulf or Requiem for a Dream. The movie Requiem for a Dream. That's a way more modern like I respect it. I watched it twice, I think, maybe 3 times. Once for myself and once to show 2 other people because I was scared to let them watch it by themselves. Do I want to watch that piece of media for pleasure? On my day off while I'm laying in the bath getting high, am I like, you know what would complete this scene? Requiem for a Dream? Abso-fucking-lutely not. However, I respect it as a fabulous piece of art. I like Shakespeare, and a lot of people don't like Shakespeare. So maybe there. Anybody hate Shakespeare? I totally get that. Like, I dig Shakespeare. The more fucking convoluted it is, the more I'm like, I get it. But that other shit I'm not into. To each their own. Me too. Jennifer Connelly's just everything. Everything. Dirty. Happy Valentine's. Will you be my Valentine? Or Madame Bovine Ovaries. Can you imagine? It's a mythology, but what makes it unique is how many people are willing to kill other people who believe in the same exact God over how to worship the God correctly. Truth. The Abrahamic God also seems like a total psychopath that loves gaslighting his followers and abusing them for shits and giggles. Truth. There was a whole lot more murder and genocide in the Bible than I ever thought. Previously. Ever. Ever. She has I mean, did you see the new, oh my God. Bo, you're interrupting my thought process. What is the fucking movie that just came out? Why? I just saw it in theaters. I hate my head so much. Brain, be nice to me. Top Gun. Top Gun, she did it. I love you. Good brain. Top Gun. She is ageless. Like, does she age? She's found the secret. I don't know what it is, but she's a fucking goddess. I love classical music, Emma, but I grew up playing piano, and so did my siblings, and so we all love classical music. Like, I listen to a lot of classical scores of movies and stuff like that. I love that shit. Sorry, Bo speaking hurt my head, but I got it. Good brain. Sometimes she does it. Sometimes. Cheers to the brain. Good girl. You get a treat. Oh, God. Hello, Mag. How are you, love?
Pikachu, come out.
Najil, what the fuck?
I'm gay.
Nargil 567 tip $25. This is for you to put towards your birthday plans.
I have no plans, but thank you so much for that, you silly fuck. I appreciate you. I just realized that the silly Welsh man pronounces your name the way I pronounce your name, and I felt a little good about that. Maybe I'm silly in Welsh. Najil. Well, I don't, Najil. I don't say that, but, Hello, Elle Bell. How are you, my love? Cheers. You had a classical music appreciation class. Gimp, I was kind of the same way with movies. I was kind of like, a rom-com top 20 movie watcher until I took a class in college that was literally a class called cinema. It was just like cinema. I think that's literally what it's called. And all we did was watch like amazing movies, like the world-renowned movies like Godfather and shit like that. And then we would break them down and talk about them. And it made me appreciate filmmaking on an extraordinarily higher level, just in terms of like what goes into making a movie. The Abrahamic God is not a monolithic deity. Deity, Katie. There are thousands of interpretations of what would come under the umbrella of Abrahamic. I feel like I'm fucking that word up and I say it different every time. Not necessarily one Abrahamic God. I think we're just talking like how we took it. Like that's just basically what I'm saying, Lizzie, is unless you go to school and pay someone to teach you how to not see the Bible this way, if you just read the Bible at face value, it's a lot of genocidal murder. And it comes across as just this Abrahamic, generation of people that's like, God says so. Just like it sucks that until you get an education to understand the time period, that's the only way we can take it. I have no other way to take any of that. It's just a straight up murder book. And sex and a lot of weird penis stuff. Rod, you did something for my birthday on Instagram? Does it cost money? BDO, thank you for gifting Elbel a 3-month sub to my channel. Elbel, you're stuck with me for another 3 months. How does it feel? Moose, I'm literally packing a bowl right here, but I just cheers. This weed is really strong, so I'm gonna take it slow. It says it's only Moose. I got one of those like it's literally $65 for a full ounce, which is just insanely cheap. But it's still really good weed. The strain is called The Solution, but it fucks me up. I've only smoked one bowl and I'm like quite significantly stoned right now. Which is that's a lot for me. God says my ass, right? Oh, Rod, well, I'll check it on my break. Thank you. My birthday is in March. Yeah, I'm a Pisces. I tweeted was it yesterday? I don't know. I've been sick for like a week and really fucked up on NyQuil. I don't know what days are anymore. Yesterday for RP was the first day I've not been on like intense cold medicine for a week. And it felt good to be conscious for a day, actually. But I think I'm still kind of hungover from it. Eliza, thank you for reselling the class, keeping the class alive, and giving Nana swings for so fucking long. I love you. How are you, love? Happy lots of months. I'm clearing the little holes in my bowl with a needle. Who grew it? It is, well, that's the brand, I guess. Would that be Who Grew It? Classics? Let me look. Classics flower. Contains marijuana. No shit. That's literally it. That's all the information it gives. Classics flower, lot, blah, blah, blah. Indica, net, 28 grams. Bat, blah, blah, blah. The Solution. HB, 11/14/2022. THC 25.74, THCA is 28.82 allegedly, total 30.58 allegedly, but that's literally just says classics. I'm assuming that's the grower. How are you, Safi? Murder, Sex, and Weird Penis Stuff. A Biblical Summary by CK and Co. I'd read that set of crib notes. Yes. That's... I wouldn't even add anything. That's pretty much what I took from it. Oh, you have to do the infusions again? No. Ugh, I hope you can still poop. Make sure to eat fiber. I feel like a classical meetup would be one giant hotbox. I'm into it, dude. That'd be amazing. The last, I think it was the last TwitchCon I ever got to go to. The last night, me and a bunch of class holes went on the rooftop of some random ass hotel and just got fucking blazed. It was very fun. One of the TwitchCons, Eliza and I got super blazed on a haunted ship. There were a couple other people there, and I don't remember because I was super blazed. And I think there was tequila involved. I usually definitely get very, very intensely blazed at every con I go to, but we haven't had like, there's nowhere to go and have a group of people that you can actually smoke because everything's like anti-smoking inside in America, which sucks. The Queen Mary, yeah. Anubis, happy V-Day, love. Weed. Wait, what? Wait, your weed contains marijuana? We need to look into this. I know, right? It would say another name if it was grown by another operation. Okay, it doesn't. That's why I was looking, because I know... Do I have one of the jars on my desk? Some of them, like... This one, it'll say T-Cal or Tickle. I call it the Tickle brand. T-Cal on the top, but then... Cultivated by Vera. V-E-R-A. And then there's another brand on it somewhere, too, I've noticed. There's 3 different brands on... This has nails in it, because I saved these nice porcelain jars. Please ignore the jingle. But they have like 3 different brands on them. Oh my god, it's so small. Holy crap. Nope. There's no fucking way I'm reading that right now. But yeah, that I know. That's why I was kind of... It's really rare that it's straight up just Classics flower. But I am high. Strawberry mimosa and got Apple Jacks? Applejack Moon Rocks? Oh, bitch, you're gonna go to space. How do you feel? You found a medical dispensary near me that sells for cheaper than street price. No shit, how much is it? About an ounce. Cuteness, I'm feeling better. I'm still mucusy and shit, but my teeth don't ache. And that was really what was... It's the worst part. It's like I can't talk, I can't chew, I couldn't eat. Like I literally just drank soup. It sucks. Monitor GPU issues? No. Oh shit, I hope it's okay. Gargoyle, absolutely. You are all my Valentine today. I already declared it. You don't get a choice. If I ever make enough money to be able to afford attending TwitchCon, I'd be super down to clown until I'm 6 feet underground. I mean, there's the TwitchCon EU, which I've honestly heard is a blast. Zach says it's super fun. I think it usually happens in Amsterdam? Yeah? Which would probably be a lot cheaper for you to get to. Honestly, I think we should just have a TwitchCon in Greece, because, like, that's my favorite place in the whole world. That's where I will die. So, like, we're just cutting out the middleman, you know what I'm saying? Is it in Paris this year? No shit, where at? Like, in the city? Damn. What an image. A whole bunch of nerds walking the streets of Paris. I've only been once, but what? Hypothetically, at a convention in Detroit, an actor whose name may rhyme with Schmeeder Schmanty. No shit, was doing bong rips for $50 a rip with fans behind a dumpster outside. What the fuck? Who thinks to make people pay for that? That's weird. But awesome, good for him. What's RSO? What is that? Loaded hash browns. Oh my god, Emma, enjoy. What is RSOs? I love Halloween. Halloween's definitely Halloween's the best holiday. However, if we're just talking in terms of half-price candy day, I think Easter is the best. Yeah, I think Easter candy is the best. Those little, like, eggs with the hard shell on them that are just chocolate on the inside. You know the ones. You know the ones I'm talking about. Are they Cadbury? They're not the big eggs that are full of goo, shit, cummy, nasty. Although, oh my God, I listened to a podcast this morning about one of the most disgusting serial killer murderer people. I listen to murder podcast shit all the time. But this guy was known to snort and drink his own semen for nutrition. So that was something I learned today. Anyways, it was nothing like that. It's the little pastel eggs. Yes. Yeah, they are so good. Back to delicious things. Those little eggs, I can't buy them because I'll put them in my freezer and eat the entire bag in one sitting and then get diabetes and die. Like, I know it's not good for me. I cannot buy them. They are so good. Oh my God. And then the Reese's eggs. I think Easter's got it on. I don't know. They've just got like Halloween has like all the candy, but the vast majority of it's going to be like Dum-Dums and Sweet Tarts, and I just don't want to roll the dice on that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a sibling here to convince those are the best candies to trade with. I'm just going to be stuck with some fucking Neckos or something, chalk candy. I ain't into it. I like me some old lady candy, but not chalk candy. Someone brought a bong to Peter Dante and wanted him to sign his bong. Oh my God, I love that. I would totally smoke with everybody. I probably wouldn't hit their bong because, COVID, and just Pax Pox, but dude, it'd be awesome to smoke with everybody. The only time the closest we've ever gotten to like a group of us smoking together is we had a bunch of vape pens and we were all hanging in Artist Alley just smoking underneath one of the people's booths. That was like the closest we've ever got. Yeah, the old Cadbury eggs, the new ones aren't the fucking same. The old ones were amazing. I honestly have never liked them. I've probably had the older one. I've never been a fan of frosting, and I'm pretty sure they're just full of frosting, aren't they? Isn't it just two colors of frosting that make it look like an egg? It's the weird, like, gritty texture of it I'm just not into. When I was like 3, my dad tossed one to me in the backyard and I ate it. It was an actual bird egg, not the candy. I bawled and ran to Mom. What the fuck? Dad, no! This is how we damage children! Oh my God. Damien, no! Oh my God! What the fuck? I have to hold myself. That is so fucked up. Child has been fed healthy nutrition, dadding successful. No. That's fantastic, but so bad. Oh my God, Viata, though, I have to get more filters, but you're right, though. If we could just pack those, that's like literally solves the problem. Yeah. Wow. Oh my God, these people have no idea what they've solved with these. Should we hit them up with a new marketing ad campaign? Oh my God. Delphinus, thank you so much for subbing to the class. Keeping the classy alive and giving an A. It's been so fucking long. We're all your Valentine today. Just call me Daddy. Because I got a box of chocolates for you right here. Just kidding. It's only one chocolate. And it's like the weird one with the pink insides. I'm so fucked up, Damien. I cannot believe that. That is fucked up. Holy shit. Oh my God. How to kill your children right. What if it like was a rotten egg or it had salmonella? What if there was a totally developed bird inside? Yeah. My ex-wife's grandfather would stomp on roaches and then pretend to throw the tissue at her. My grandpa convinced me that soy sauce at like the Chinese restaurant was bug juice, and he would just drink it. And so to this day, I do not add soy sauce to my food. I'm highly aware it's not bug juice, but I can't not think that maybe it's bug juice. This is a great song. I grew up in the sticks too, but my dad my dad was more likely to throw a rotten chicken egg at my head. when I wasn't looking. Like, I don't think he would have thrown something to me that I would have eaten. Like, we all had parents. I too grew up on a weird little farm. We did strange things. We had a freezer full of meat that was labeled by the name of the pigs. Like, it would say Harley Chops. It was fucked up. I get you. But that's, wow. Like, ruined. My mom has so many pictures of me growing up, like, at age 3 and 2, running around the yard with just a deer leg, like, the hoof on it, just going around tapping different surfaces because I liked the noise that the hoof made on different surfaces. Because while my dad was, like, skinning the deer he just shot, he'd chop the leg off and give it to me, so I'd leave him alone. I get it. But it still never threw anything at me I would have put in my mouth. It's pretty fucked up. I put shit in my mouth on my own standing. Like a slug. Definitely put a slug in my mouth when I was 2 and my mom had to dig it out. I know. Skin crawl activated. Call me daddy because I'm going to throw eggs at you. I mean, do all daddies? I would never call my dad daddy ever in my life. That is so creepy. My dad used to catch daddy long legs and then open his hand at me pretending that it was still in his hand. But it wasn't, right? Like, he wasn't, like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if my dad did that shit. My dad, I think, like, so my dad's dead, you guys know that, but I had a real wonderful stepdad who my mom married when I was, like, 9 years old, so he mostly raised me, and he was awesome. But he had 3 boys he had already pretty much, like, half raised. Those are my 3 older brothers. So when he got me and all my sisters, he didn't really know what to do, so he just treated us like boys. So to this day, when my dad says hi, when I walk into the room, he'll come around a corner and sling his arm around my neck and pull me down and fake punch my gut. And I go, ugh, and that's our hug. And he says, sup, kid? I get it. He still never threw anything at me I would have put in my mouth. My head is noogie proof. I get it. Hi, David. How are you? Good. I don't know what time of day it is. I had therapy this morning, so we're just going with it. My stepdad's a really nice guy. He just didn't know her. I mean, I assume a lot of dads, if you just come into, like, kind of adopting a bunch of preteen to teenage girls, it's a different world than boys. Like, he didn't know what to do. And I was already kind of a tomboy, so it fit me anyways. Like, I played sports and stuff, which he was into. He was the dad who, like, coached all my brothers and stuff. He was, like, that kind of, sportsy dad. If bug juice was as good as soy sauce, I'd eat bugs all the time. Same, though. I've actually have eaten some bugs. Like, for charity stuff, we've gotten, like, cricket, like ant cookies or cricket cookies and stuff, and they just taste like crab shells. I feel like I'm eating the shell of a crab. I feel like there's no flavor. He never actually did it. Apparently, once he shouted at me and he cried all night, so he wasn't that kind of person. Oh, that's so precious, though. He loved you. I'm okay, David. I'm getting better. I've had a horrible sinus infection for like a week-ish. I'm a little phlegmy today, but I didn't take sleepy medicine last night, so I at least don't feel fucking hungover. Do we need to take a break, bud? Is that what you're telling me? It is. How do you know that? How do you mentally know what schedule we're on? You're too smart for your own good. This is my poodle. This is one of my poodles who won't play tug of war at all. He's very into rubbing his face on me lately. I don't know. He's like a nuzzler the past couple of days. How are you, bud? My little void. He's so sweet. If you didn't tell me to eat it, it was just after Easter and I thought it was candy. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. I would have eaten it. I would have 100%. I would have been like, that's an Easter egg. Any egg within weeks of Easter is an Easter egg in a child's mind. Your deer leg story made me think about how, now Lilith's gonna hump him out of frustration. My dogs are so weird. Made me think about how, as kids, we played with the spine cartilage from spoonbill fish. Spine cartilage. What's a spoonbill fish? And where did you find those things? Happy Valentine's Day if it's something you're into. I've just declared that all of you are my Valentine today, because I know a lot of people hate this day if they're single, and I just hate it regardless. So I'm your Valentine today. Welcome. It's made by Candy Company. I don't buy into it. I think you should show your love all the time. Horse hooves are very bizarre. They're very bizarre. They're one toe. Well, I think technically they have two, because there's like a little back toe that you have to clip sometimes. A little like, you know how dogs have like that vestigial hooky claw on the back of their leg. I think horses sometimes have something similar. Correct me if I'm wrong. I was a horse girl many years ago. Dew claw, it's like that. I think horses technically have two, even though like what we see is one. Any horse people in chat? I was stepped on as a child. I was a horse person many, many moons ago. Oh, I know. They went to the groomer recently. Oh, I know. Come here, bud. Come here. Show everyone your cute little. They always put little bandanas on them. And it's always holiday themed. So at Christmas, they'll be Christmas themed. He's got little hearts. Such a precious boy. You're such a gentleman, aren't you? Yes. My special boy. Dude, all my cleavage and my elbow pit. I don't know what it is. They must be like super sweaty, smelly places on me. He just like has to lick my tit crease. It probably is sweaty. I don't fucking know. But that and my elbow creases. If I don't have a long sleeve shirt on, he will just like passionately lick right there if I let him. Probably forever. I don't know what the fuck it is. Dogs are weird. You're a weird boy. You weird boy. Yeah, you probably licked a butthole with that mouth. Thank you for that. I don't know. They're weird. I don't know. Does anyone have some suggestions for what to try out? I've always just smoked whatever was available, so having a choice feels kind of weird. Keynote. Normally, honestly, what I do is I shop by, I usually, so at my online dispensary, you can pre-order, so I can sort the weed by THC percentage. So then it puts all the stuff at the bottom that's like purely CBD, because I don't even want to fuck with that. Like I'm not here to buy bud that's CBD bud. Puts it all at the bottom. And then honestly, I go through it and buy it by fun names. Seriously. And if they have new strains that are fun names, I get them. And I make notes, not obviously. I try to make a note, whether mental or I write it down somewhere, if a strain really affects me in a weird way. Like for instance, strains that have cherry in the name knock me out. And I don't know what it is. So any strain, even if cherry is one of the parent strains on it, cherry makes my eyes heavy, gives me like that, I just want to go to bed, which weed never does to me. I've never gotten like couch lock from weed. It actually kind of energizes me. So when something does that to me, I get thrown off and I don't like it. So I make a mental note of that. So I'll like, even if it's a new strain I've never had, if cherry's in the name, X it out. But I just go by the fun names. I love CBD, but when I'm buying weed to smoke recreationally, I like the way that they sell weed in the legal states that I've lived in and bought weed in. It could be different because a lot of states have legalized since I've planted in Colorado for the past 3 years. However, it's usually you're going to find weed that is 100% THC with no CBD, or it's 100% CBD with no THC. I've never seen any bud, like, just flower that's like 27% THC and 13% CBD. Never. They've bred it out because people are going for one or the other. You know what I mean? I love actually. This is a CBD product I stand by firmly. This is like the solution to cramps. It's a lotion though. The brand, I'm pretty sure they're state specific, but the brand of this one's called Escape Artists, and it's called Relief Cream, and it is a lot of THC. I saved the box because I wanted to show it to you guys, and I don't know what I did with it. Oh, found it. I saved the box because I've been talking about this for months, and I just hadn't re-upped on it. It has a lot of good. Okay, it has 800 milligrams of CBD in this. Well, and it's like makeup packaging, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, it's a very thick glass container, so it's not very much lotion in there. You need very, very small amounts. But I use it for like sore muscles in my neck or my womb area if my uterus is trying to murder me sideways. But this relief cream, this shit, it's 800 milligrams CBD, 40 milligrams THC. It's like accidental THC. But in recreationally legal areas, that's pretty much all the products are going to be either CBD heavy or THC heavy. There's not really a middle ground. So if I found a THC, like a weed strain that was, a relatively decent THC percentage, like 20-ish, and it also had CBD, it's not like I'd turn my nose up at it. I'd be all about it. But, I don't want to accidentally buy bud that's 27% CBD and 1% THC because then I get home and I'm like, oh, I wasted my money. Because I can only buy 1 ounce at a time. It's another trip to the dispensary. I don't want to do it. I know, we need to take a break. I got resin on my hand too. It's disgusting. I can smell it. Let's take a break. Frem, I'll give you all my Neckos. It's the texture, honestly. That weird chalky texture. Cherry Diesel, really. It's like 15 THC, 15 CBD. And honestly, I wouldn't even turn my nose up at that. Like for cramps and stuff like that, for pain smoking, smoking when you're in pain. That's not bad. But if it's all CBD and no THC, like I kind of feel like I wasted my money a little bit. What up, Modi? How are you? We were just about to take a break. It's okay. I was stretching real quick because my back. I tweaked my back yesterday somehow. I don't know. Right, Elle, and that's like I usually use weed just to be. It's for the brain pain. But when I have pain, I love THC products such as heavy duty CBD and heavy duty THC and stuff like that in lotions. They work incredibly well. And in my experience, the more CBD, the more there's an actual pain relief. For me. Some people get massive pain relief from just THC. I don't know. It's to each their own. Bodies are weird. They do weird things. I need to hydrate because my voice is obviously going. Hold on. Haven't talked for a week. Oh my God, the bath bombs are incredible. Dude, so I just got this weed. When was it? Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? And I just order online. So I was looking at their menu and they had all this fun stuff out that's for Valentine's Day. I'm shitting you not. They had one bath bomb. It was 500 milligrams of CBD, 300 milligrams THC, and it was $25. That's a $25 bath. But like, I'm tempted. Just, like it's probably not, but like, what if it's like that good? Like, what if it's that good of a bath that you're like, fuck, now I need these $25 bath bombs? I don't know if I want to know. You be Jello. Could you get out even? You just turn into like the blob creature from Doom Patrol. I asked my dispensary what was good for sleep, and they suggested CBN. It's great, and I never get that melatonin hangover. That's I just started recently getting the melatonin hangover in the last like 2 years. Never have I gotten a hangover from melatonin. I used it the entire time I worked at the hospital, and it was the only thing that helped me sleep. However, chat helped me realize that I was probably delirious no matter what because I was working nights. So like when you wake up trying to sleep during the day and really you're only sleeping like 4 hours and you're working 13 at the hospital and you do that 4 days in a row, who knows if it's the melatonin or just like your brain dying. I don't know. Get it into yourself. But like, what if it's not? Then it's a wasted $25. You know what I mean? I get it. It's brand new. And honestly, my dispensary, they post reviews. So I just wait a couple weeks. There'll be reviews on there. There's bougie ass bitches around here that'll buy them before me and tell me if they're worth it or not. Because $25, if you think about it, that's a quarter that I might have wasted on a shitty bath bomb. I'm a frugal fucking bitch. It's terrible. I hate spending money on myself. So when I do, I'm like really weird about it. I read reviews for 5 years first, Oh no shit! 7 more states in addition to I can speak. In addition to Louisiana, 7 more states have introduced legislation to require ID to watch porn online. NordVPN's about to be fucking rolling. You are so right. Holy shit. For a while during my early 20s, I worked 2 jobs where I had 4 non-consecutive hours a day to sleep. I was a zombie. Yeah, not to scare anyone, but if you've ever been an inpatient in the hospital, 90% of the people taking care of you are that right now. I calculated it one time, and I had a total of 6 hours to be in my home between shifts. to sleep, shit, shower, eat, take care of my dogs, my house. Yeah, like 6 hours. That was it. It was crazy. And 4 of them were spent, kind of asleep on a couch or something. It's wild. And that's just it's because if you pay dog hair to stick to your nose, oh my god, I can feel it. Don't be shit. Don't be scared. Come in the water's fine. Oh my god. If you pay 2 employees in a 24-hour period, i.e. 2 12-hour shifts, you only have to pay 2 employees benefits. If you pay people 8-hour shifts, you have to pay 3 employees a day at benefits. So doctors and everyone pretty much in a hospital works on a 12-hour shift schedule so the hospital doesn't pay us as much. And it makes us fucking dead inside. I have a dog hair stuck to my nose ring. I can feel it. It's just because of the blocks of shifts. So your shift is 12 and a half hours, technically, because you technically get a 30-minute break. Technically. But you don't clock out, and you don't get to say no when your phone rings. You know what I mean? And it's not scheduled. It'll just happen sometime that night. You'll have a chance to sit and shit and eat or something. So you have your 12 and a half hours on shift, but then you have to calculate in the time it took you to get to work. And most people working in a major hospital are not living in the city because they can't afford to. So, for instance, my commute to work was about 45 minutes-ish. So that tacked on about an hour onto either side. So I was at the hospital for about 13 hours because you have to show up a half hour before your shift. Before you even clock in, you have to show up a half hour to get a report. So you're there for 13 hours, and then you tack on 2 more hours, so that's 15 hours out of your day. So now you've got 9 hours at home, maybe. And that's if you get to work perfectly on time and you get to clock out perfectly on time, which if you work in a hospital, that's not real. That doesn't happen. It's why, but I mean, it's just like, I don't know. And it's also a way that they never can pay you 40 hours. So for instance, if you're working 12-hour shifts, you only work 3 days a week, because if you worked a 4th day, if you were scheduled a 4th day, that would be scheduled overtime, which is like 2.5 times what you're already being paid. So they schedule you for 3 days a week, and then they'll call you, or what they'll do is they'll be like, can you just stay late one morning if you're working night shift, or one night if you're working night shift, and they'll try to get you to gather up your hours right up to 39 that way instead of scheduling you. But that way they don't have to pay you full-time benefits ever. So if you were, so like I've told you guys this before, I've never known a nurse or a respiratory therapist to only work at one hospital ever. They always have a supplemental hospital where they work PRN to make up that additional time and to get benefits that just make up. It's such a fucking broken system. Nurses are going to revolt. I can feel it. They are on their goddamn edge. We are all about to be fucked. Got it. Good. Now get inside. Ralavan, it's a weird loophole because it's a hospital. Let's take a break really quick and then I'll explain it a little bit more. If I for some reason fucking forget, please remind me. But it's a healthcare loophole because legally, yes, they have to give you breaks and they have to give you lunches. However, if there isn't a human to take over for you in terms of actually taking care of these patients of yours, legally you can't walk away. Like, even if you could, like, who the fuck would? Who the fuck would be like, see you, ICU, you get no respiratory therapist for the next 30 minutes. Good luck. No one would do that, even if you could. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? It's this weird, I don't understand it completely because I am not a hospital lawyer. I've just lived in it. And my mom worked administration for many years, so she kind of got a little bit more of the encompassing of it. And it's basically like this cyclical, people have been suing each other over it for the past 50 years because no one can come to a conclusion. They're not willing to pay to have a respiratory therapist just on staff to cover lunches and breaks. But we can't just leave our patients who might code or die in that 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? We can't just like turn our pager off and be like, peace, yo. Like, I get it. The pre-clock-in task you mentioned, please take your break first. Oh, yeah, like getting a report and shit like that. Let's take a break real quick and I'll explain it. There's no excuse for it. It's absolutely I'm pretty sure it's illegal. I'm gonna write it down on this pad of paper so I don't forget my thought. I just want to take a break because it's not honestly, I don't want ads to run while we're talking because I hate that shit. One sec. I just have a thought I want to write down so I don't fucking forget because ADD is a terrible disease and I suffer. Okay, I wrote it down. Okay. Quick break. I'm gonna take my dogs out, let them shit their pants real quick. I'm gonna stretch and shit my pants, and I'll be back. Loadable and we'll cheers when I return. And I will remember this fucking thing I wrote down so I'm not, Guys, what was I trying to think about? Why is my brain so broken? Poor me, poor me. Oh, so sad. I'll be right back. Guilty motherfucker, I am death. Nobody speak, nobody get cloak. I got resin on my fingy. Think it's on the side of my bong from when I cleaned it. Ewy. Patty Pimps is Lucy. RTJ is just amazing, I know. I have to dry it off because I don't want to light my face on fire. Nobody speak. There actually, hold up. There is a band called I Set My Friends on Fire. Have you ever heard them? I just realized why it's so blue in here. I painted my front door and I have blue tape still on the window. That's why the light in here is so blue. I get it now. I don't want to set myself on fire. Alcohol. I just put fucking raw alcohol on it. Can I say? Man. I haven't heard them in forever, but they did a cover of a song. Thank you. I just noticed I was looking over here. I'm like, God, it's got a blue glow on every. Oh. The window's blue and all the sun's coming through it. So it's like a natural blue light. We're blue today. Yeah, there's a band called I Set My Friends on Fire. This song is old. Oh my God. Nope. Not going to say it. It's terrible. It's 13 years old. I listened to this in college. That makes me feel gross and old. I'm just going to play it. You have to hear it now because you reminded me. I Set My Friends on Fire. Cheers. every day. Made my eyes water. I took a very big hit and I forgot. I mean, when you buy 1 ounce for $65 quite legally, you forget. You don't realize it's actually good. Holy crap. Yeah. I'm burning on the inside. Whoa. Welcome back, everybody. That made my eyes water. Damn. Damn. Sorry. Damn. Whoa. Mouse. Work. Thank you. Okay. That's so loud. Is it loud for you? It's really loud for me. What happened? Why you're allowed to do work before you clock in at a hospital. I promised I would explain that real quick. And then I'll catch up on chat, I promise. So, there was actually a period of time where we were salaried employees, respiratory therapists in general, meaning as long as you were there on time and no one was saying like, oh, Katie's showing up late to work 15 minutes every day, you just showed up when you needed to. And as long as that other person got out in a reasonable amount of time, it was like a happy little agreement and everybody was fine. And then what happened was they started making us clock in and out because something happened where someone was bringing up lunches and this whole chaos we've been talking about recently tried to fix it again. I don't know. They're always changing shit up in hospitals because this has been an ongoing issue for years in terms of like, how do you provide breaks to people who are taking care of human lives that are, volatile and not stable and da-da-da-da. And what can happen is, I don't know what it is. The universe attacks at shift change. And it's wild, but at shift change, which is usually somewhere between 6:30 in the morning and 8:30, depending on what you're doing and who you are in the hospital. Everybody has a different little shift. Ours is usually at 7:30 or 6:30. For some reason, 3 of your patients will crash, 1 will shit their pants, 1 will start bleeding out their nose into their, trach tube all at the same time. And so not only are you trying to compile your report, so, you get report from the previous night, and then throughout the night you take notes all night long as to what you've done, what you've changed in the computer, and then at the end of the night, before the next person comes on, you go into the computer, into Excel, you change everything to what it is when that person comes on, and then they do that, and that's your report. That's report. Whenever I refer to report, that's what it is. And it could be a booklet, it could be one sheet, just really depends on how many patients you have, how many floors you have, blah, blah, blah. And so because of this phenomena, this happens to everyone. It could be just a patient calls for you at a certain time, but it always happens at shift change for some reason. And I think it's because how like in grocery stores or department stores, how there's like that weird phenomena where one person decides they're ready to check out and everyone in the like 15-foot vicinity is like, you know what, I'm ready to check out. And suddenly there's a huge line at one cashier. I've watched it as a shopper and I watched it as a head cashier at Lowe's for years. It is the weirdest thing. One person, that one cashier could be picking their nose for 3 hours and suddenly there's 12 people in line and they're all pissed off. There's only one cashier and you're just like, okay. It's weird. I think because at shift change, the whole hospital is shift changing. So hospitalists, doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists, everyone is changing over. It becomes a little busy. Everyone's a little bit louder. Everyone's kind of talking. For instance, when respiratory therapists give report, we don't just sit at a desk and tell each other what we've done. We walk into patient rooms and I go to the ventilator and I show them, this is what I did. This is what we've done all night. This is what we tried with Mr. Blah, blah, blah. So and so. And so while you're doing that, because that heightened energy in the department, I think it like, I don't know. Bzzz, it's like the heat of a beehive makes everyone crack. And because of that phenomena, again, it's one of those unspoken things that just comes from, I think, the days of being salaried is like show up before your shift because you might be taking a report while your coworker is coding somebody. And like I was talking about earlier, I've never met a person, and I don't think you'll ever find a person who will be bagging someone who is just intubated and be like, look at the time. Later. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's never going to happen. So when the next shift comes on and they're ready to take report, you have no idea what the situation's going to be. And so your job can't penalize you, write you up, get you in trouble for not showing up early, but it's kind of at your own behest too, because the more time you give yourself to get your shit in order with that other person there, the more likely, because you're never going to get talked to for showing up early, but if you clock out a millisecond late, you get written up that day. You will get a talking to the next fucking shift you come in. Can you come in my office real quick? No, it's nothing major. It's nothing major. I just want to talk real quick. So what's with this minute? You clocked. What's going on? Is the previous shift not got their shit together? Like it just becomes he said, she said, who did, what did bullshit. So it's as long as, it's weird. It just becomes like a culture in the hospital. As long as everyone's doing it, we all just kind of agree this is what you're going to do. Like we all just show up a half hour early before shift to help and get your report, as opposed to being like, I'm not going to show up till I can clock in, and then only having 30 minutes to get report when maybe your coworker is literally suffering through trying to do 2 different codes, and coding someone is intubating them, compressions, pressors, maybe an IO. We never know. And then when you code a patient, even if they were already a patient in the ICU, it's almost like starting an entire new patient in the computer because now they're on a ventilator and they're on pressors and they're on a million different drugs. And so it's just like to chart, like if I get a patient from the ER, a brand new patient to my unit, to chart that patient in and put every single number and every single thing I've ever done with them into the computer the first time usually takes about an hour to an hour and a half. For a nurse, I can't even imagine. The amount that they chart is just literally off the charts, no pun intended. And so I don't know, it's not legal, I guess is the moral of the story, but it's to my behest to not just do it. Knowing when handover is, 7:30 here is always very helpful as a frequent flyer, 100%. Oh my God. For anyone that is regularly in a hospital, any time between, I would say 7 and 9 is not the time. Because between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock is when docs do rounds. And that's another time that things tend to go shitty. Because for some rounds, it's a really antiquated thing. I think it's mostly only a thing that's really held up in teaching hospitals. But usually every morning, sometime between 7 and 9 o'clock, every piece of staff, everyone, including like CPS and nutrition, and I can't even remember everyone that shows up. Pharmacy shows up. Like everyone who possibly has to do with any patient on that floor has to show up. We all sit in a circle and we like shuffle from patient room to patient room outside of the patient room. and we all talk as a group about that patient. So the entire group for the day has the full scope. So it's not like, I'm just respiratory. I only know about the heart and the lungs. Fuck the rest. Like, I know the whole fucking story, even on night shift, because the day shifts person is to get all that information, write it all down, and put that into your notes and transfer that to the night shift person so that I can tell the day shift person next. It's a cycle because the hospitals don't close. They call her Big Hit Katie. Man, sometimes I just forget. Metal, thank you so much for subbing to the class, keeping the class alive and giving any swings. I fucking appreciate you. Sorry if that was a huge fucking blurble, but that was everything I was thinking before break, and I needed to get it all out in one go, and I knew that was going to take a minute because that was a lot of information. But I think that's where it comes from. All the times I've been in the hospital and the whole group shows up to my room before I want to wake up, you're all getting cussed the fuck out. Do it. Do it. It's crazy, Viata. Honestly, it doesn't make sense for anyone involved. Because the problem with rounds is that because it's such an antiquated thing, they move it so it's at the beginning of a doctor's day because it behests them. Like, that's a good idea for them to have rounds at the beginning of the day. So then when they go around to every patient's room throughout their extended shift day, whatever, they have all the information that they need. But the problem is that they want to do rounds before I've even seen my patients. Like, literally, I've just gotten report. All I'm telling them is what night shift told me, which is not helpful in any way, shape, or form. I wish it would change. I wish they'd do rounds 10 o'clock. Then, patients have had a chance to wake up on their own, usually, because there's too much noise. I don't know how anyone's fucking sleeping past 10 unless they're on a lot of drugs. Just like they've gotten a chance to have their autonomy of their morning, and we've gotten a chance to actually see our patient. Like, literally, you go to rounds, and they're like, so how about Mr. Brown? And you're like, I just clocked in. I just clocked in. You've worked here for 11 years. Would you like me? And then usually half of rounds is me speedily going around to all my ventilators, being like, writing down all their settings on my forearm so I can come out to rounds and be like, okay, so this one's on this, this, and this. It doesn't make sense. And it's just like, it's a lot of dated things trying to clash with like the way the system works nowadays. It sucks. What up, Gimp? Nothing much. I was just bitching. Just bitching. When I was being released from the hospital from COVID, they made me ring the bell, and I thought it was odd until I told the story to a friend who was in healthcare and told me that nurses needed that because of how many patients have been lost. Totally changed my view of that. The call bell is everything. The call bell is everything. Everything. I have so many patients who feel like it's always one or the other. Either they feel terribly guilty about using the call bell. They're like, well, I know my nurse has 4 other patients. Like, I feel bad that I'm in pain. Or they're like, my toe itches, I want a drink, my mom wants a drink, my family wants drinks, can you order us subs? But you know what I'm saying? It's one or the other. It's crazy. But it honestly, especially with the way that hospitals are understaffed and way over, booked with patients and shit like that nowadays, it's the only way sometimes nurses can even gauge when their patient needs things. And then they can actually schedule their day better because the more you every time you hit your call button, they'll make a note of it and they'll be like, okay, so every 2 hours, this patient in room 354 needs pain meds. So then eventually you're not going to have to hit your call button anymore because your nurse will adjust to what you need. Like, they're learning from every single thing you do. They're adjusting their treatments as they go. Like, you know what I mean? They're not just ignoring you. They're not just going to let something sit as a PRN if you're literally requiring it on a regular schedule. And neither would I as a respiratory therapist. I do it every time. I always lead with, well, now your numbers are going to be fucked because I'm pissed off and everything's elevated. I love that so much. Do it. I say the same thing. I say it every time. And it's crazy because the young ones know it. And I think it'll change eventually. We're at this weird, like, crossing over time where there's a bunch of young docs like my age. And then there's a bunch of, like, 87-year-old docs that still do surgery. And you're like, should you though? Should you though? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say I've never seen anyone fuck up, like, dangerously in any way, shape, or form. But it's like, I wouldn't choose that one. But I think there will be a changeover eventually. Hopefully. A cultural changeover, because it is bizarre. And it's just kind of like, because of that, like, unspoken hierarchy, doctors are... It's honestly, it depends on where you work and what doctors you work with. Some doctors want to be treated like a god. They want people to circle them like the universe, like they're the sun. You know what I'm saying? And just be there and know everything and be ready when they want them. Most docs are pretty reasonably awesome people. But when that culture, I think that cultural shift will, because all the younger docs I worked with were wonderful. Like, they were the most chill people. They don't wear the fucking big old white lab coat. They chill in scrubs just like you and I. They want to sit in an office with you and, like, they don't just bark orders anymore. It's more of a conversation. Like, they're like, "Oh, can you grab the nurse? Let's talk about this." Like, they want to get a full scope. It just feels like a more inclusive environment when working with the young, not by age, by the way. I'm just saying the younger generation of graduated docs. Age means nothing. I have no idea how old they are. Just people that graduated around when I did. That's all that it means. In case anyone's wondering, you can graduate as a doctor at any fucking age. I don't know. Age means nothing. It's just when you graduated, because when you went to medical school really dictates the culture with which you take into the hospital with you, 100%. Like, it's just how you're taught. It's not your fault. But I think, because I know for a fact, my mom told me this was happening in I think they were talking about it in the 80s and the 90s. They started actually implementing it. But there was this huge influx of pre-med students who were book smart as hell. Like, they had the crazy photographic memory they could memorize, and they were passing, every class with flying colors, but they had zero bedside manner. They had no personality. They were basically like little machines that could just spit stats at you all day, but they couldn't put their hands on a patient. Like, they were terrified to touch people. And so that's where you got like these really mean doctors that were just like, me, I'm the ruler of this. The nurses are my slaves, blah, blah. And that my mom worked in that environment. She has a lot of horrible stories about it, where it's like you did have to treat these docs like they were gods. Even if you saw them doing something you knew was going to like harm a patient or was not advantageous in any way. It was crazy. But they now do full like psychological evaluations of students before they're even halfway through medical school, I believe. Like, you can get into medical school without it, with just like really good grades and passing your MCATs. But before you specialize, they start making people go into, like, I can't remember what it's called. It's actually a thing, but it's like a heavy psychoanalyzation, because, I'm sure you guys, did anyone see The Good Nurse? Whoa. I have plenty. I'm good to go. 3 minutes till 4:20, my dudes. Yeah, it's you don't want the crazies getting in charge of human lives, essentially, is like, the moral of that story. Oh, it's a bell at the exit to go ring, ring, ring for being released. Keep spirits up. Oh my God. It's a bell for cancer patients ring when they're in remission. That's kind of awesome, though. That's awesome. Gimp, honestly, like, hospitals are normally pretty darn quiet at nighttime. Like, the only things we, like, at nighttime, we try not to fuck with patients. We try to, if I do, and by fuck with patients, I mean, like, for me, my patients are usually on a ventilator. So my goal is to get you off the ventilator. So the whole shift I'm on, I'm looking at the ventilator's settings, and I'm looking at what you're actually pulling, is what we say in the biz, what you're pulling on the vent. And I try to lower the settings on the vent, basically. What the fuck? Zoe, thank you. Lowering the assistance as much as possible.
419 tipped $5. CK, in my dream Pauladine rubbed down my spider feet with her dripping buttery fingers while the velociraptor beefy was watching me from the corner slobbering from its moist beefy folds before offering me a hit of wedding cake so we could get high. Woo.
Did you take
Calm the bitch down.
Oh. Real talk. The only good cake is wedding cake. I'm sorry if that offends anybody. Workster, are you going to do anything cool? What's difficult is when in hospital, I'm not really seen regularly because I'm seen as too specialist as neurosurgery, but I'm in a regular admission ward, so no one really comes to check in on me. I'm just kind of sit there and ask for meds. If there's a nurse free, why do they even have you stay? In the animal clinic in the ICU, the doctor would come in for rounds at least an hour after shift change. See, why not that? It's because we all have they usually do shift change at like 5 in the morning. I think that's why. But they just drink coffee. I don't fucking know. That's what I love about my doctor. She makes jokes and has a hell of a sense of humor and explains everything in a way that even dummy like me can understand. That's a lot of docs I've worked with, and they're so awesome. I've worked with some of the most amazing, down to earth, like heartwarming doctors who care. They don't see a patient as like a science project. They fucking care. Oh my God. I've worked with some wonderful docs like that. Is it 420? Cheers. Did I miss it? No. Cheers. There's no such thing. I take back my previous statement. Ice cream cake wins. But do people count ice cream cake? I don't know. I don't really like cake. Can you tell? I don't like frosting. I've never had a frosting that I've like wanted to eat. Like if it's not tons, I'll like put up with it, but it's always just like gritty, sugary. Why? I love technically cake. That's the cake. That's my favorite cake. Cheers. Fuck that weed is strong. Shit. Okay, Cake's a wonderful band too. See, I haven't had cheesecake frosting for like 50 million years, so I don't remember. What do you have it on? Like carrot cake usually? I haven't had it in so long, I don't remember. It's been a long time, but I remember those Baskin and Robbins ice cream cakes that had like that. It was like a cookie crumble in the middle that had a caramel layer under it, and I would literally like to pick that layer out when it was frozen solid. God, it was good. Not really into the ice cream part though. Holy shit. Elwood, thank you so much for the class. Keep the class alive. Give it his swings. It's like a while back, I had a cyst on my rear end, and she was about to lance it and said, "Be gentle, I'm new at this," as a joke. Oh my God. I was like, wait, was there a student though? Because that's fun. It's not funny if there's a student. Be gentle, I'm new at this as a joke. And she, without skipping a beat, said, "What's your safe word?" Oh my God. You have the perfect doctor. Flawless, you win. You won. How does it feel? That weed is just so strong. I forgot. Probably because I'm high. It's just really strong. Holy crap. I'm fine. Water. Water. Need water. Holy crap. Isn't red velvet cake literally just chocolate cake with red dye added? With a cream cheese frosting. Because I think I really like it, but that's because I like chocolate, and I'll get down on anything chocolate. No puns intended. Dude, for real, that is strong. It's just crazy how, like, inexpensive it is compared to what you can spend on some weed and how strong it is. But god damn. I wonder if it's, I mean, CNMUS has said because of the testing we have available, it's pretty negotiable when they say, like, there's THCA in it. There's all these other THCAs. But this one says it's 28.82% THCA. And that other strain that I get that I really, really like that they rarely ever have, it's called GAC Smoothie. no speech impediment intended, that's literally what it's called, also claimed to have a lot of THCA, and I wonder if THCA just hits me different. If it's real, though. I don't know. This weed is like, my eyes are kind of pink. That never happens. It's kind of strong. It's like very, very light chocolate. Okay. It's literally a bottle of red dye. Jesus Christ. God damn. Power Wash Simulator is quite addicting. I agree. No Red Velvet has cream in it, but not much chocolate. Oh, no shit. Okay. Is it a cream cheese frosting? German chocolate frosting is good. Isn't that a boiled frosting? It's the frosting that gets like a weird crispiness to it, like a weird hard layer on top, or not Chris. I love you, crispy, not you. You're good in my frosting. You're fine. If it's like gritty, if it has like, if I can like, if it's gritty, I don't know how else. All frosting I've ever had, unless I'm at a wedding, for some reason, they get down on weddings. And I'm not talking fondant. That is disgusting cardboard shit. You peel that off. But the other stuff, I don't know what it is, but they tend to put more, I think it feels like they put more effort into whipping it for some reason. It's not gritty. Fondant, more like, bitch. Same though. Shit is disgusting. You know what's really sad? Up until Mickey sent me, what is it called? Marzipan. Mickey sent me, it was a really delicious little chocolate bar that had marzipan inside. My whole life, I avoided marzipan like the plague because in the States, at least the way I was taught, every time I was like, what the fuck is fondant? They'd be like, it's like marzipan. And so I was like, fuck marzipan. I'm never going near that because fondant is straight garbo. Like, it's just an excuse to not do a nice frosting job on a cake. It's disgusting. Don't eat it. It's Play-Doh. I swear to God. It's so gross. But then I had like this delicious, I mean, it is fondant and marzipan, not the same. I mean, you could maybe make fondant look like marzipan, but there is no fucking similarity in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion, at all. Marzipan was delicious. That shit was stupid. I don't know how to say it. Honestly, I think I'm saying it wrong. Fondant, isn't it fondant? I think it's just fondant. There's no like fondant. I say it wrong facetiously, like tortilla. I think it's fondant. Fondant. Yeah, I know how to say it. I've just been being a little douche about it. It's the fondant. It's disgusting. It tastes like absolute drizzle. Katie, stop it. Oh my god, red velvet cake in a waffle iron. Oh my god, red velvet waffles. Yum. I'd eat it. Fondant if you're fancy. Homemade cream cheese frosting. And I think cream cheese frosting is one of those frostings where it's considered a boiled frosting. And I think it's because they boil the sugar in water, so it's super, super smooth, I think. Can it be used in similar ways? Marzipan is almond paste. I think it is. Yes. Whereas fondant is literally like a sugar paste. And it's just Play-Doh. Like, if you've ever eaten Play-Doh, Play-Doh is very salty. Imagine Play-Doh without the salt. That's fondant. And in the US, they love to cover cakes in it to make it look like they did this perfect frosting job, but really they're just lazy and they wanted to put concrete on your cake. It's disgusting. Yeah, there's no flavor. Exactly what Viata said. It's unflavorful, like paste that they roll into a sheet and drape it over. It is edible, right? Yeah, but I wouldn't. Why? Oh, thinking of what it feels like in your mouth makes me kind of want to die. I haven't had it in so many years. I can imagine it because it's so gross. Good marzipan is godly. Oh, I don't even know I think I did. Mickey sent me it was like a fancy little chocolate, like one of those little, it was cute, already I don't know, it was fancy. It was fancy, but it had marzipan and it was delicious. Nothing, there was no similarity to fondant. The shit here. An ex's mom begged me to bring her some when I went to Europe last. She loved me to bits for obliging. It is pretty good. If you ever get a chance to try it, it's very delicate flavored, but it's sweet. It's not like Play-Doh. I don't know how else. I can't think of another. It's just as It's like a kind of chewy paste. When you're eating fondant, it tastes like it feels like you're eating something that's uncooked. That's why I'm struggling. Like eating a really, really, really underflavored, uncooked cookie dough. Like imagine cookie dough with no sugar. Which it might be it. I don't know. I've never made fondant, but it's gross. Sheets of mildly sweet pasta, like so mildly though. And you then they don't cook it. They just drape it over a cake. So when you're chewing it, it's got the texture of literally pre-cooked pasta. No, you're totally right. That's a good one. Yep. It's foul. It's like gummy and sticks to. Ugh. I've got goosebumps like I'm gonna vomit. Give me one. Not gonna puke. I'm a really big texture person, and it's just not the one. It's so gross. Gross. Ugh, I got gross chills from that. Gross chills. Never again. Very sus of wedding cakes in the US now. Although it's kind of the trend to do like this messy frosting style, so I don't think they're covered in it anymore. Wait, quick. What do you get when you cross the Atlantic with the Titanic? About halfway. According to Lizzie, it didn't go down. I didn't know this, but there's a whole conspiracy theory that it didn't go down. I didn't know. I've learned a lot. I had no idea. Your pun might not work today. Wait, actually. Wait, wear your glasses. Hold on. Actually. Hold up. I have to do it for you. Hold up. Actually. No, seriously, I don't remember the deets. Tell me. Because I know you're like a fan of the fans of there's like a conspiracy involving the Titanic stuff. Yeah, no. Clarify, because I don't remember. I just had to actually you. Actually. I had to do it. I don't know where my real glasses are. Ever. Because I'm blind without them. How would I find them? Life is fun. This is good. I like this. The real conspiracy is that I don't exist. I'm just an AI perfecting how to come across as human. I think about that sometimes. The Matrix really fucked me up as a person. Easy Lover? Wait. Yes, Easy Lover. Philip Bailey, Philip Collins, Future Punk House remix. I like this a lot. It reminds me of Daft Punk. Kind of. The Titanic's DJ Khaled. No, because the Titanic made it through Hot Ones. Sick burn. Ugh. My dog's under my desk and I keep accidentally trying to adjust my feet and I'm kicking him. I'm trying to find a comfortable place to put my feet. Take my dog to piss on people's cars and then go die in my bed? Oh my god. Be safe about all of the above, please.
Welcome to the class hole.
Kills. Holy shit. Thank you for subbing to the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving any swings for 37 months. Holy shit. That's like your child. Literally. Thank you for the resub, love. How are you? Anything can be conspiracy. This is true. I didn't know there were any about the Titanic, though. There's this whole, it was switched with another ship for insurance. Oh, okay, there it is. Thank you. See, I didn't even know these existed. I know there's like the reptilian conspiracy theories and the like, you know, I feel like I have chapstick on my tooth. There's conspiracy theories that are really, really fucking out there. And then there's the ones where it's like, oh no, that one checks out. They're fun to look into as long as they're not hurting anyone. Older than my child. I know. I didn't want to say it. Shh. Only 29 months. That is dumb. That is it's so weird. There's been a few babies that have been born in the community that have like lived, shorter lives than my streaming career, and I've watched them and it's just so weird. It's just like time goes by and these like feet, like sperm becomes a human, and like I grew my hair out. You know what I'm saying? Like life is so weird to watch. Finland doesn't exist. Wait, is that actually a conspiracy that Finland doesn't exist? Because according to Ancestry.com, I'm like 4% Finnish. I'm being lied to. Which I had to calculate because who knows that? I've seen some moms go into like the 40s of months. Seriously, mom's my age. He's 41 months. I'm like, I think he can tell me that now. How old are you, little man? Know what I'm saying? I went to a show with my stepdad put on by David Icke, and we walked out halfway because I cannot put this any other way, but that room had quote dream state. Local performance ended in shooting spree energy. There was a shooting last night, wasn't there? Wasn't there some I very vaguely heard about it this morning before I went into therapy. I think there was some horrible shooting last night. You might have been getting psychic feelings. Not that it was probably the only one, but oh, no shit. God, that's terrible. I hope families and people are okay. I don't believe in thoughts and prayers because shit's bullshit, but Jesus fucking Christ. No, Lizzie, it's honestly a constant thing in the US. If Glut was here, he's pretty up on the stats of it. In the month of January, we had almost 100 mass shootings already. Like, I wanted to ask about it because honestly, like I was saying this morning, there's been so much news lately. I don't know how to sift through it. Like, there's all this crazy sensationalist stuff about UFOs and the balloon shit. And then there's stuff like this horrific earthquake going on and people dying and being dragged out of the refuse. And then there's the Ukraine war and so on and so forth. Like, it's really hard to sort through it. So I don't apologize. Like, I did want to ask. It's a horrible thing, but Jesus fuck. In America, it's kind of just like, who's next at this point? It's disgusting. Like, that's our men. Like, we're all just, it's just, the government doesn't give a fuck. This is a great song, by the way. Terrible for the topic, but great song. Oh, last I heard, 3 dead, shooters dead, multiple injured. Jesus fuck, dude. I hope they're all okay. I hope it's minor injuries. Am I allowed to say I'm kind of glad the shooter's dead? Is that gross? Just fucking Christ, dude. Fucking disgusting. So sad. Sad and horrible and sad and horrible. We had to take my son to urgent care and they asked how many months old he was. And my wife said, I don't know, 2 years and some. It's because she's a nurse. She fucking gets it. She's smart. She's smart. I get it. I get it. Did I ever tell you, dude, kills? I grew up, like, I kind of grew up in the sticks. And so we were part of like 4-H and kind of like these little, after school stuff. But it was like, the vast majority of other kids that were in these after school things were usually homeschooled kids who were heavily Christian, like, oh, very Christian. And there was a I think there was a mom that was my mom became friends with. They're still friends to this day. And the mom had 2 children that she homeschooled for one reason or another, heavily Christian homeschooled, This I've told you guys about her. This girl, she still believed until she was 18 years old her horse was a unicorn and its name was Uni, and that if you didn't see its horn, you just didn't have magic in your soul. Not shitting you. But her little brother nursed until he was about 8 years old. Like, I remember going to their house and he'd be like, "Mom, Mooby," and she'd like pull a tit out and he'd stand next to her and suck it and look at us because she believed in natural weaning, meaning like the child gets to choose. Like, no judgment here, but like, I saw that titty way too much. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to see it that much. It was wrecked. 8 years of consistent sucking. Oh, and he ate food and had teeth. What the fuck, though? I know, right? That won't create any issues later in life. Nope. I feel great. What in tarnation? Cheers. Smoke the pain away. Man, there's some wild. I mean, it just, I'm sad I moved a lot as a kid because I still to this day have a really hard time like maintaining long-term friendships because I didn't ever have it until I was like an adult. But it made me very worldly in that I got to see things like that and be like, it can be worse. None of my siblings ask for my mom's tit and stand next to her and suck on it in public, so there's that. Perspective is everything. Drugs. Right, child weaning works pretty well. I know, but it's like there comes a point where the parent has to step in and be the parent and teach the child that like, all right, I understand you still like shitting your pants, but you're 13. Isn't that? I mean, I'm not a parent, but isn't that like theoretically what they're there for? Is to, like guide you into not being totally fucked up by the time you're of age. Try at least. Like everybody tries their best. Shit happens. I love. What the fuck? My chat just did the double E shit all over BDO. BDO doubled, and I can't see your username. It's so weird. Hold on. I'm gonna refresh. I was trying to read it, because usually it corrects itself right away, but it did not. Hold up. That was really weird. Every once in a while, my chat does that. Lilith getting a fucking eye booger on me. Okay, we're back. I love when we have a meeting at work scheduled to end after my EOD, especially pointless ones. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Do you get to go home now? Crinklers? Wait, what's a crinkler? If all furries suddenly disappeared, the world would fall into chaos. Wait, that might not be a conspiracy. Oh my god, I have to tell you guys something. So, my mom and I don't talk very often, but when we do, it's usually literally for like 2 hours. We both just like vomit what's happened in our lives. And I was so proud of my mom. My mom, so, my mom's been trying to, I've been trying to work with her growing as a person and being less closed-minded and stuff. And now that she's retired and doing a lot of her own things, she's not as like engulfed in a weird conversation that might have been happening at work that I wasn't. Oh, I don't know. She had some weird views for a while. She's getting better, but she was telling me about one of my aunts who I've told you guys about. She's my aunt who was literally an ER nurse for 40 plus years, but outside of the ER was like touched by Jesus in that special way, in that she tied her the brights, the stick on your steering wheel column that usually turns your brights on. You either flick it forward or you can pull it back. She couldn't in her mind figure out that you flick it forward, so she tied it to her steering wheel dental floss and drove across the state 6 hours. Somehow survived. I don't fucking know. Crazy. But my mom called me to tell me that my aunt called my mom to tell her kids are shitting in litter boxes, and this was just a couple days ago. How old is this bullshit story? We're going on over a year, if not 2 at this point, yeah? But the fact that my mom was like, I can't believe she believes that is real. I was so proud of my mom. Because my mom used to be someone who would buy into a story like that. She'd see it on the news and be like, oh my God, Katie, your friends wearing cat ears are shitting in litter boxes. But instead, now she's like, all you and your friends wear cat ears all through school. None of you shit in fucking litter boxes. I don't know where the hell she's coming up with this shit. But the story is, I mean, it was reignited like 4 or 5 months ago, 6 months ago by someone. But the original, like, dude standing up in front of some PTA meeting or something and saying, like, children are using litter boxes is pretty old. It's relatively old footage, and it was proved stupid and false and just a cruel rumor immediately. But of course, Fox News got a hold of it and was like, kids that like animals shit in litter boxes, blah, 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 blah. And I was so proud of my mom for just not. Yeah, right, Lizzie? It's a huge move because my mom's going to be turned 70 this year. And as you get older, and I know your world closes in around you sometimes, especially if you're not involved in, like, the internet. Unfortunately, that's all I can think of. Like, the more technological side of the world where you're exposed to more. For someone of that age who's retired and not exposed to it and, growing, trying to, it's big. That's big. I'm proud of her. That's big. I'm wearing cat ears right now with a litter box, right? It was immediately debunked. Yeah. It's just, the super crazy right wingers that want to villainize trans kids and anyone different, like to bring it up every 6 months and be like, well, what about them litter boxes? And the rest of us are just like, Jesus Christ, you have nothing better to talk about. Really? Close your asshole. None of us want to smell it. One of my good friends makes fursuits as well. Sorry, as does special effects work for a living. The stories I've heard about furries are hilarious and sad. What do you mean? I know a lot of furries that are all like, I mean, I wouldn't say that their lifestyles were any more eclectic or strange than my own. Like, they may wear like a mascot suit once in a while, or cat ears, or etc. But I own like 50 tarantulas. Neither is very normal. I got no stance. I got no pedestal. Arguably, theirs is less weird. You know what I'm saying? I think they're cool. If I wasn't super claustrophobic, I'd think it'd be cool to have a huge fursuit and like have a fursona. Animals are way cooler than people. We're like the weirdest mammal. We're all like hairless and we have boobs all the time. To any other animal, we're broken. No, Damien, is this like, where is this from? December 2021. So it's old. Exactly, Radium. It was. So the whole story rooted from, there was a school. I don't know what school it was, but it was a school that had already previously experienced. What the fuck is this? These sirens are making me, we can't listen to sirens while we talk about shootings. That's way too much. It was a school that had previously had a shooting, or a shooting had happened nearby in the area or something. And the solution to what if we're in lockdown and the kids need to use the restroom is, oh, we'll give you a coffee can full of sand and the children can piss in it. How that turned into litter boxes for furries, I don't know. Like, it's the middle part that's very, someone just, yeah, like that, and that tracked to me. Like it's ridiculous, but they're doing all sorts of ridiculous shit. It's America. We're fucked up. Like, it's not shocking. It's sad, but it's not shocking in any way, shape, or form, because we're not rat in the head. We's broken. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, not great. Well, we're not hairless, but we're like, have you ever seen a hairless dog? Or a Chinese crested? Like, technically they aren't hairless either, but nobody likes that one. That takes a special owner. Hi, Rip Rooster. Sorry if I'm missing any chat. I was adjusting. Again, I have a dog under my desk who he just keeps laying on my feet, and I don't want to kick him on accident, so I keep, like, shuffling my feetsies. There was some picture being used of a litter box at an airport. For what? Dude, so that's the thing, Radium, like, there's been so much news in the past week, and I have been kind of hopped up on NyQuil and in bed, that some of it I didn't even realize was real. So I was not sick for the first balloon, because I remember that SNL. But this other shit that's going on, like shit being just shot down and they're losing it in lakes and in Montana and stuff, I don't know. Like, what's there to say? Weird shit in the air? Who's surprised? I hope they find it. I hope it's aliens from outer space. That'd be pretty cool. I get to hear the stories of the worst, but yes, my experience furries are just as goofy as us gamers, but not really any worse. I feel like there's always going to be a creep in every subgroup of people. You know what I mean? Like, there's the kink community, for instance, and then there's the creepy kink community. There's people who have loving, respectful BDSM relationships, and then there are people who are abusers. Like, there's always going to be weird, but you can never generalize by that because it's usually like, you know, a very small population of said subgroup or whatever. I hope it's aliens. That'd be cool. Chupacabra in the sky, though. It could also be used as an absorbent for blood spills. Oh my god, that's so dark. But yeah, ugh, so dark. Shooting seems so frequent that it no longer seems so strange to keep a litter tray for if a shooting happened. That's so sad. Did you hear about what I want to say it was that it was a school in Texas that I think had previously experienced a shooting, and the parents were like, "What are you doing about it, school? What are you doing to keep our students safe?" And the school's response was, "We're going to give them all a DNA test so that we can identify the bodies if a shooting happens this time." Like, that's not fake. That's really happened. I think it was covered on Last Week Tonight by John Oliver. That's their response to this shit. It's just like, what? What? I don't know. Glad I don't have kids. And I hope all your kids are safe. It's just fucking weird. I hear about bad furries, but I hear a ton of bad shit from influencers. The influenzas, you mean? Yeah, right? That's another subgroup. Influencers, media, social media people, this, me, my, whatever you call this. We're live content. We never really get categorized we get categorized in a weird way. But yeah, media content on the internet. I mean, if someone was to like not have any idea what YouTube or Twitch was and they just went and Googled it, I'm sure the top stories would be about the worst fucking nasty people that have ever been on it. I can't even think of a name right now. I can see him in my head. The emo blonde kid, Lizzie Help. He like made jokes about fucking the 13-year-old girl. Logan Paul's definitely one of them, but that I'm talking even older than that. Oh, Nission's another one. I wasn't even thinking that one. That's a super creep. Nope, I was thinking of... Oh, God. I cannot remember his name. Ducky Raid! Thank you so much for raiding me today. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm really high and I was on a weird brain train. How are you, Raiders? What's up? My name's Katie and it's lovely to see all of you. Shane Dawson. Yep, that was the one. We're talking about shitty creators on the creator space. What's up, everybody? What a great thing to come in on, right? Not a fan, by the way. Don't know them personally. Not here for it. They were way before my time. Yuck. Kendall, what the fuck? Thank you for the biddies. Ducky, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful stream. If you need to get up, stretch, pee, get some water, go fucking do something other than sitting and watching this, please do. But thank you for stopping by, and I appreciate you. Mel, thank you for resetting the class, keeping the class alive, and giving me a swings, you silly fuck. I appreciate you. Seriously, Kendo, thank you for the biddies, you silly fuck. You're such silly fuck. Thank you. It was like, he was like dirty blonde at one point. I don't fucking remember. Honestly, I never watched any of his content. The only time I ever heard about him is when he got busted. I wasn't into watching shit like that on YouTube. Really what got me to YouTube was makeup videos. I loved watching some fucking makeup videos. Anybody remember Pixie Woo? Pixie Woo was the shit. Najiel, thank you so much for gifting Nerd Ducky a resub technically in the chat. I appreciate you. Now you're stuck.
Welcome to the class hole.
up? Did you fall? Kendo, the fuck, dude? Thank you. Dude, go buy beer and smoke and get fucked off. Fuck yeah. That sounds like an amazing plan. Do those things. Don't forget to stretch and hydrate. I love you. Kendo just gifted 10 fucking subs in the channel. Thank you, you crazy anus. I appreciate you. Big Bill's Universe, Seatown Striker, Vespin, Banana Man, Banana Man. Banana Man. Banana Man. I'm so sorry. Hippie Smiles, Lesho, Stagen, Biscus, Nyan Tentacle, and Rabid Ray. You're all boas, which is the highest order. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways because nothing in this world is sexier than pure, sober consent. I appreciate you being here today to accept these wings. Thank you, Kendo, for being so generous. Michelle Fan. I found Michelle Fan later, actually. She was like more like innocent and Pixie Woo. They like every once in a while they cussed and were like a little naughty. And I was way more into like that, more like there's two sisters. I can't remember their names now. It's been a very long time since I watched them. But one was like more like bubblegum pink, and one was more like Marla Singer. And I very much like watching Marla Singer because she actually did a Marla Singer video. Dude, I was so into those back in the day. I fortunately never watched any of the like the beauty tubers that went through drama. I got to hear about the drama, but all the ones that were like apparently terrible people, like Jeffree Star, never got into it. Don't own any of his makeup. Thank you, Jeebus. Sometimes you're blessed by an accident, and that was one of them. It was, and like I learned about Jeffree Star when I learned he was a horrible racist. Like, but I knew nothing before that. Netter, absolutely. Yes, I've claimed all of you as my Valentines today. The tarantulas is great. I cannot even express to you the anxiety that I had. Seriously, like it's one of my little. They're right here, actually. It's the one on top. She's looking at us. Yeah, fuck. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, if you don't have Twitter, totally cool. Thank you for the hype train, by the way. Love you. Short story. I have two baby youngish tarantulas, and for any tarantula, when they molt, i.e. shed their skin, as most bugs do, it's really dangerous. They can get stuck in their skin. And I walked out here one night just on a fluke because I like forgot my water bottle one night when I was going to bed, and I see my tarantula in a failed fucking molt, looking lifeless. No movement whatsoever. And I was like, oh, fuck this. And I went and got a cup of like lukewarm water and a whole box of like Q-tips, little cotton buds. And I sat there and like coaxed the molt off of a tarantula for like an hour. And it was totally lifeless. Like literally I was like, I'm doing this for nothing. This tarantula is already dead. Like I didn't catch it in time. Because what happens is if they don't get their molt off in time, they suffocate. They die. Their lungs are kind of like gills, but they're on their belly. So if that doesn't pop off, they just suffocate and die. They can't eat, so on and so forth. And she was completely limp. Like I'm not kidding. Like the butt was like, I was so scared the butt was just gonna twist off. Oh my god, I'm getting anxiety. My asshole's so tight even thinking about it. The butt was gonna like twist off the thorax or something while I was doing this because she didn't have any oomph. There was nothing. There was nothing. But I was like, fuck if I'm not gonna give it my all. Because they're just big. I mean, she's literally like this big. The babies, they're little fuzzballs, you know what I'm saying? And I was just, my heart was shedding because it just happens. That's why insects have millions of babies, because the vast majority of them fail to thrive in one way or another. Molting, not being born right, not being born. Sometimes the egg doesn't hatch, so on and so forth. So, but no matter what, you take it on and think it's your fault. Like I would have thought I didn't do something right. Like she didn't have water, she wasn't warm enough, so blah, blah, whatever. And so I did that and I rolled her on her back. And literally, it was like a blue tarantula, a gummy bear tarantula on her back, all arms outspread, completely flat, no movement. I mean, just nothing. And I was like, I did what I can. I filled her little water dish. I was like, I did what I fucking can. I'm going to go to bed now because I was still really sick. I was fucked up on NyQuil, but I didn't know what else to do. And the next morning I woke up and absolutely expected to come out here and find a dead spider. And I come out here and she was on her belly, like crawling around, looking all blue and shit. I was like, bitch, I helped you live. I think I literally said like, I saved your life, motherfucker. I was so proud. I'm going to cry thinking about it. But you always think it's going to be your fault when it's your animal, regardless of what animal it is. If something goes wrong like that, you take it on. Even though, logically, I know there are just some spiders who fail to thrive. It just happens because they're fucking bugs. She was being a drama queen. You know what I honestly think it is? I don't know how it happened. Honestly, she's probably a baby spider and just kind of stupid. But most terrestrial tarantulas, which is what the species is, they roll over on their back and squeeze out. They like push their old skin off of them, kind of, essentially. And somehow she got rolled onto her side while she was pushing and lost her pushing leverage. Because when I found her, she was on her side, like half out and just lifeless. Which usually, I mean, if you've ever seen a spider molt, like on your fence or whatever, it's pretty quick. If a spider molts, max, it's going to take like 2 hours-ish. They get it over with pretty darn fast because the longer it takes, the more likely they are to get stuck because that old skin is now dead and starts getting tight and dry and they can get, constricted in it and it cuts circulation off to legs and stuff like that. God damn it. I'm going to have another panic attack about it. I'm just happy she's okay. I hope she's okay. We had a weird bonding moment. I stroked her. I mean, I've never interacted with any of my tarantulas ever that much. I do not touch my spiders. I do not take them out. It's not safe for me or them. Ever. It was so much petting with a Q-tip. It was weird. I know. Literally, I was sitting here with these. They're these little, they're these Q-tips that are meant for makeup. So they have like a finer point. And I had a little tiny shot glass of warm water. And I'm sitting here with two. I'm like, don't you. If that leg pops off, I'm gonna kill myself. Oh my God. It was so stupid. That's exactly what it was, though. But me in a bathrobe, super drugged up on NyQuil at the same time. Not a good mix. But I honestly really thought it was already dead. I thought I was too late. It was kind of a miracle that the spider was so limp. I don't think I would have been able to do it if the spider had any oomph because it probably would have fought against me and hurt itself. Oh, I can't. I love them too much. My heart. I know. She's okay now. Hopefully. Hopefully. If anything's your fault, it's her surviving and it's dude. Well, that's the crazy thing. Like the species she is, they just changed the name. It's a Tleotocotl. They're the curly hair tarantula, Nicaraguan curly hair tarantula. They're pretty iconic. They're very fuzzy. They're covered in very long fuzzy hairs, and they're very, very docile. Super common in the trade. Literally, probably one of the most cheap tarantulas, if not the cheapest. You can get them for $15, if not free sometimes. And they're crazy easy to take care of because they've come from the deserts of Mexico where it's dry and unforgiving and there's not a lot of food. And so when you fuck up with one of them, you really fucked up somehow. It's I really would have taken that to heart. They're not a difficult. I have so many species behind me right now that I had to literally have on my desk 6 inches away from me and watch 12 hours a day compared to that little fuck right there. Would have been very irritating. Just a little. Thank you. I didn't do it on purpose, but I'm glad it was a happy accident. They literally are the succulents of the tarantula world. It's crazy. I actually got, what was it? Man, this was way back when I first started in the hobby. I got 2 Ephibopus cyanognathus. Is that what they are? They're the blue fang tarantulas. Ephibopus something, I think. Green, they're the blue fang tarantulas. They're beautiful. But I got a couple of those, and one of them I received missing a leg, just missing an entire leg. It wasn't even in the cup or anything. I contacted the seller, and they were like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll send you another one." I'm like, "They seem to be okay. They've got 7 others. I think they'll be fine." And 2 molts in, it grew its leg back. Crazy. Apparently that's not guaranteed, but this little fuck did. I mean, it's 1 tarantula, Michael. How much could it cost? $3. 4. Females can live 20. I mean, they've been recorded. Like, allegedly they can live up to 35 years, some species of them. I feel like there's a hair. Oh, there totally is. Some species allegedly can live like up to 35 years. I'm trying to think what my oldest tarantula is that I know the age of. Because I've gotten a lot. I have a few that are adults that I don't know the exact age of. But Azula is probably my oldest that I can actually age, and she's probably 7. Maybe? She molted recently, actually. I saved her molt to show you guys. I'll have to find it on my break. She's 7. And she's about full grown, I think. She's huge. I mean, she's a beefy fuck. If I was to hold, like, you could feel her weight. You know what I'm saying? This is Jai Wolf Indian Summer. Yeah, this is I think Chad actually gave me this song. I think someone in chat gave me this one, because this one's in the tits. On my list. What if I just get a wolf spider and plump it up? Will it be like a chintzy tarantula? Nah. I wish. There's tarantulas, man, in my experience, the vast majority of tarantulas are very fat and slow for the most part, whereas wolf spiders, no matter how much they eat, they're just like fast and leggy. Not my favorite. This one is Indian Summer, I believe. I think. You never ask a woman her age. I have. That's why I'm just assuming by her size and her beautiful eyes. I don't. Arachnids are so fascinating. They really, really are. And it's crazy. Like, even before I started keeping tarantulas, I didn't quite understand the differentiation between tarantulas and true spiders. And then you get into like purse web spiders and you're like, what the fuck? And then you get into jumping spiders and you're like, why are they different though? How come that one can look at me? It's bizarre. Like they're ancient. They're like kind of a little powerhouse of evolution. I know tarantulas alone are from the prehistoric period, and I believe purse web spiders and like scorpions are even older. Like they're basically the same thing today, if not a different size. It's wild. Like they really are kind of little powerhouses of just perfect. No shit, you got to see them at a festival? I haven't been to a festival in so long. I'm very jealous. Wolfies are homies. Around here, the only way to not have brown recluses all over your home is if you have wolf spiders in your home eating them for you. When I lived in Baltimore, that was our opinion, but about the fucking, again, they're not dangerous, but those goddamn, what are they called? The silverfish? Those real house centipedes, not silverfish, house centipedes. They have like exactly 1 billion legs and move at light speed. And if you leave wolfies alone, they'll eat them. Which I'm much more okay with a wolf spider than those bajillion-legged centipede things that crawl around your house. Apparently, they eat dead skin and dust. I don't fucking know. They have too many legs for me. Oh, the thought. I'm so glad they're not in Denver. One pro to Denver. No house centipedes. How dare you judge her based on her size? I mean, her fangs are gloriously black and beautiful. They're obsidian. I was trying to think of the word. They're obsidian. They're beautiful. She brushes. Huntsman's kind of, I mean, the more leggy a spider is, they tend to freak me out. I don't know what it is, but yeah, huntsman's. I'm trying to think of what are the ones that like burrow in the sand. You can get them at like spider hobbyists keep them sometimes, but they can get very big. That's not a huntsman, is it? But they're just like leggy. Man, I don't know. Oh, you saw him at Moonrise? Shut the fuck up. Oh, I'm jelly. I literally moved away from Baltimore the weekend of the pandemic to Denver. I regret it. I miss Baltimore a lot. Beautiful place. Yeah, the humans. I mean, their base. I'd take it. Honestly, Chucky, no shit. I'd rather go in the basement and find a human centipede than any of those house centipedes. Because a human centipede, I'd be like, I can deal with this. That's just 3 people sewed together. House centipedes move at light speed and have a billion legs. Like, what do I do about that? What the fuck am I supposed to do about that nightmare? You fucking got me. Not a fan. Lady, are you 30? How did you know? Your eyes are like hot chocolate dinner plates and your ass is a fully mature dump truck. That's beautiful. And it hurts me, but it's beautiful. What the fuck? I let the spiders chill, but house centipedes are so freaky. I just can't with the legs, dude. There's too many. I'm not from Denver, but I live here currently. I've lived here literally since the pandemic began. I moved here the weekend of because Zach lived here and he didn't want to move to Baltimore, which I understand. If I saw a human centipede, I'd be wondering where the fuck the surgeon is. Yeah, but at least, like, it's not going to run towards you with a million legs at light speed. Right? And if it does, you have problems. I don't know what to do about that. Like, that's an area I haven't been to and I don't want to go to. I had a wolf spider come out from under my keyboard towards my mouse hand once. Oh my God. It didn't hurt me, but my flailing backwards almost sent me to the hospital. Dude, no shit, Damien. I worked with a guy from, he was from New Zealand, but I think he had a brother who lived in Australia, somewhere in Australia. So he visited a lot. And he told me that the huntsman spider, also called the dinner plate spider, is the most deadly spider in Australia, but not because of it's not venomous at all. It's a non-venomous spider. It's not medically significant to humans at all. It's the most deadly spider because it gets in your car and they crawl up in your visor to cool off or to warm up or something. And then when you pull your visor down in traffic, a dinner plate spider falls on your lap and you fucking crash your car and die. I don't know how legit that is, but if a spider as big as a dinner plate fell out of my visor on my lap, I would probably. I don't think I'd want to live. I don't know what you do in that situation. Any Australians willing to debunk this? Because I don't know and it freaks me out. Oh, it's deceptively hot and cold. I mean, we literally just had 3 weeks of below 0 temperatures. It was frigid. Like pain cold. Not a fan. Not a fan. It was a crazy time to move in general. Really, like literally, it was the weekend where they were like, we're closing down state borders, and Eliza drove with me, and we were in the car just like sweating. We drove it all in one night. I think we took an hour nap at a gas station and just kept going. I'm trying to catch up on chat, my dudes. I'm sorry. I went on a spider journey in my head. A spider in your house is your friend. They eat all the bad creepy crawlies. Exactly, JJ. That's what I always tell people. Like, if you just constantly are finding spiders in your house, it's because there's something to eat. Spiders aren't just, like, getting stuck. They're not stupid. I take a million house centipedes over the giant centipedes in Hawaii, though. Wait, what giant? The poisonous ones that are, like, apparently the most painful bite in the whole world? Because same. Trapdoor spiders are pretty cool. I don't have any, but they're pretty cool. You don't want to be chosen last for the human centipede. No. Well, no. Who dies first? I want to be that one, because that's just a terrible situation. Human centipede. The costume design was a highlight. But it was medically true, remember? The doctor might add you to it. If they're there. Do I get to be on the front? Maybe. Mobile. I chatted the double. I'm trying to refresh it again. Sorry. Stop. Shireen, how are you, love? Happy Valentine's Day. Will you be my Valentine? We did, yeah. Well, we did it in we started, I think we left at 1 p.m. We left Baltimore at 1 p.m. one day and got to Denver around like 4 the next day ish. It was a lot. I mean, it was a lot, but it was like we had Millie. We had a car full of all my belongings in my car, and it was just like we'd rather just get through it and not be stopped at a fucking state border because fuck that. Ray, I don't mean to. I try not to miss messages, especially if they're like, guided at me. Huntsmen can also make noise. They don't have vocal cords, but they have body parts that can emit a little spider scream. I have one tarantula that apparently can whistle with its body parts at one point of its life. I don't know. I think it's the penis spider. I think. It's like called a whistling fawn tarantula, something like that. Chinese fawn, Chinese whistling fawn, something like that. But it allegedly, when it's an adult, can like whistle or something with its legs. I don't fucking know. It hasn't yet. Brazilian wandering spiders, are they venomous? Stop the car and get out. I don't know if I'd have that much brain. I'm cringing thinking of it. A 69? That sounds beautiful. The one on the end would die first, according to the movie. I feel like the one on the end would. Because, like, you're eating the most... Well, I don't know. The one in the middle's eating just as much shit, theoretically. But the one in the end's eating, like, shit. I don't fucking know. In the movie, didn't the middle one die first? I don't remember. It's been a really long time since I saw it. I always say the South Park Centipede episode was grosser than the Human Centipede. Dude, I haven't seen that much South Park, man. I don't think I've seen that one. It's crazy. Thank you, Shireen. It's extra vibrant because I painted my door, and so I have like blue painter's tape over the window, which has created this lovely blue glow coming from that side of the room, which makes everything just look a little bit more neon. Welcome to it. We're here. It's great. Someone might say no to me. I don't know. I'd probably say no to me. Knowing everything I know. That's a lot of no's. Oh, the one in the middle was the last one? Damn, see, that's how long I hadn't seen it. Fuck. Yep. Didn't one of them get a mouth infection? I could have swore it was the middle one. No, it's been that long. I think I saw it once, It wasn't medically accurate, so of course I wasn't going to repeat watch. We did. Oh, dude. When we got here, we smoked ourselves stupid and got very high and went to sleep. I've driven longer. I drove from Seattle to Baltimore for the first time. So this one didn't seem as bad. I kind of grew up doing a lot of road trips, though. So road trips, I like them. Like, I grew up on the east side of Washington State, and all my family was on the west side, which is a good, 5 to 7 hour drive, depending on how many times your dad has to pee. And we would do that at least every couple of months all my life. So I kind of grew up in the car. I don't mind it. I like putting on music and just jamming out, looking at cool scenery. I'm shitting. I think that's the point where I started to mentally check out. Yeah. Fucking nasty. Thank you. I work on it a lot because I used to stream. I used to live in Baltimore, and so we had a little townhouse, and it was 3 stories. Technically it was like a Baltimore 3 stories. So we had a little basement, and that's where I streamed from. And I had a green screen and like a ton of box lights looking at me, and I would have a migraine every day. And I kind of this is where I spend like the vast majority of my time every day. I figure it should be an environment I enjoy being in. Because I'm here like all the fucking time. Even if it is technically workspace or whatever, I still want to enjoy it. So I try to make it like I like it. My mom says it's like a bohemian, like opium den, but that's fine. I don't do opium, so I'm fine with it. I love me a poppy seed muffin though from Costco. I'll fuck that up in a second. I know, I heard it. I was trying not to do the bob. Wait, one of them they can cause priapism if a man gets bit. Oh. Well, I mean, isn't there already a wound from the sewing? Because I think their cheeks were like sewn on. So but maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I grew up all over Washington State. I never really lived anywhere more than 3 years. My mom likes moving. But yeah, Washington State mostly. And then Vegas a little bit. I did opium once. Opium and I do not get along. I've never, like, I remember having to do painkillers when I was a kid, like, for various, like, you know, the horse stepping on me and, like, I broke my wrist and shit like that. And I always felt like time blacked out. Like, every time I had to take a painkiller, it was all of a sudden 12 hours went by and I didn't remember any of them. It was weird. And I hate that. I don't like feeling out of control. I still don't like painkillers like that. And so I think, like, narcotics in general, and I think opium is technically a narcotic. Correct me if I'm wrong. In just the drug classification, I probably just would not. It seems like a bad idea. I'm a big fan of just a bong with an upright bowl. That's my only stipulation. It always looks so gross on camera. I swear to God, it's not that yellow. I like an upright bowl because I don't smoke the whole bowl at once usually. Like, I fill a bowl and I kind of usually take 3 or 4 hits off of one bowl. So when I take a hit, I can top it with, like, something metal or glass that's not gonna crack or, you know, that's fireproof. I can top it and let it sit for a minute so that I'm not just, like, roasting through my weed and I'm not, like, stoned out of my fucking mind, and I don't push my tolerance to a dumb level where I'm getting way too expensive with weed consumption. That's my favorite. It's just the easiest and most effective way, in my opinion, of cooling the smoke down without buying, like, a volcano vaporizer, you know, which are really expensive, really awesome ways where you, like, fill up a giant bag with smoke and you just huff off that, like, good. But I am not of that level. So, for like me, it's bong. I like me a little bong. Looks so yellow. It's gotta be my lights. Because this is, like, really clean water. I'm kind of appalled. It looks so bad. Yes, and that's another, I like this one. It's a very, like, thick. I don't know if you can hear that. It's like a nice thick base on this one, and it's not, like, top heavy. Oh my God, nothing worse than a top heavy bong, dude. One time, there was, back when I was subscribing to, I'm trying to find my grinder to top it off in 420 with you guys. Sorry. When I was subscribing to Hemper, like, regularly and getting all the monthly bongs and stuff just because I wanted to see what they did. They're still really awesome. There was one bong that universally we hated, and it was a flower vase, and it was really cool looking. I still have it somewhere. And so it's like a flower vase that tapers, and literally the base of it was like the size of a quarter, but the bong itself was at least this big around and held a good amount of water. So you can imagine the issues that may or may not arise. I don't know about you guys. I'm clumsy as fuck. But unless it was full of water at all times, literally the bowl, like, without a bowl in it, just the neck that the bowl sat in was heavier than the bong itself. So if, you know, you walked past it, it would just roll over. Like a fucking one of those clowns you would punch as a kid that would be like, wah, wah, wah. That's what it does. But if anything's nearby, it will snap off any part of it. It's just so fucking finicky. Not a fan. Not a fan. Kind of like that. Yes, kind of like that. It was like, I mean, all I can think is like the vase, like a vase, and then the very, very tapered bottom. Hold on. I have it right here. One sec. So I have not used it since I got it. Please excuse how fucking dusty it is. It just sits on a shelf, and I live in the desert. My God, Lil got me bad. Dude, Lil punched me in the eye this morning. Another reason I have a lot of makeup on. I have a black eye from my dog. I think you can kind of see it. It's this eyeball. There's a scratch, and this whole part of my eyelid where my eyelashes are is like purple. And she went to stretch and went right in my eye. Why? I love them to death, but god damn it, I'm gonna go blind from them dumb fucks. So this is the one. It's so please. But see how it had like it has like a really cool like spiky neck on the inside that looks like a rose stem. But look at the base. See, just that is heavier than the entire thing. It just wants to topple unless it's full of water. It's just ridiculous. I have not used it since I got it, and it's sad. It's an anxiety machine. Seriously, this is not something to have on the desk of a stoner with a lot of electronics. It's just a topsy-turvy, like, stupid clown thing. It does that so easily. It just rolls. It's cute. The idea is precious. And the bowl is like a little white rose or a red rose. Everybody got a different color. It's cute in theory. Maybe for, like, the Nana that smokes once a week with her pinochle group and then puts it back on, like, I don't know, a shelf that a Nana would have. What are the shelves called? I have to get it far away from me because I will fucking knock it over. I hate this thing so much. One sec. But yeah, I'm all about a heavy bass. It's so nice. This version of the song is so good. This is the Pump It Up Velvet remix by Electric Callboy. If anybody's listening, it's so good. It's so good. Like a curio cabinet, or like I was thinking like the little shelf that's over a fireplace. What is that called? Does that have a name? Back. Mantle! Yes! A mantle. Yes! That one. It's embarrassing. Mantle, yes, that's what I meant. Oh, God, I wish. Check your buttholes for a prize. Like now. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I was retopping my bowl of yada. Thanks. I have to grind weed. I'm sorry. Super fail. Who cares? 420s all the time. Oh, this is actually one of my older grinders. This one is a Santa Cruz shredder. But the one I normally use is a Kozu. Kozo? Kozo. Kuzu? Kozo. Kozo? I don't know. I always use them to top my bowls, so usually the little emblems get rubbed away. Kozo, thank you. My Kozo one, literally, there's so much resin on it, I can't read it anymore. I should get a new one. What time are we aiming for? Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Oh, there's stems on my weed I gotta pick out. What time did I start? Like 12:30 my time. I mean, I don't have anything to do. I want to play a game, actually. I was gonna take a break, and then so I was thinking, like, what could we do for this lovely day where all these, like, you know, couples that are in trouble post their love on the internet. And you know, I love this song so much. I fucking love Dermot Kennedy. Fuck. I'm not one to play, like, you know, dating simulators by any means. I don't usually aim for them. However, Katsumushi bought me a game recently. So I already own it. And it is cold. Just a sec. I don't think it's, like, technically a dating sim, but it's, like, technically. That line breaks my heart. Boyfriend dungeon? Secret, like, something? Secret weapons? Where you, like, fucking, like, fight with your dildo or whatever. You, like, date your sword. Is that, like, a good one for this day of stupid love? Robo! I started way late because I had therapy, so we're going way late. And I was just telling everyone I have a game. A dating, I think it's a dating sim-ish. Boyfriend dungeon? It's a boyfriend dungeon. We're gonna get a boyfriend. You guys are gonna get to see me, like, flirt or something. Oh, Disco Elysium is so fucking beautiful. There is a lot of reading involved. Honestly, I'm really glad that Zach streamed it because I lose my voice. I've tried to stream a couple games like that. Like, I think Franbo was one where there just was so much reading. I literally lost my voice every day after stream. I had nothing. It was crazy. Chi-Town. Merry Weaponized Fat Flying Baby Day. Oh, hell yes. Hearts that actually look more like people bending over back at ya. Franbo's really fun, but there is a lot of dialogue and like a million different characters. So I started like struggling to create voices, and this was way before I had a mixer. So I was sitting here like I was doing this voice a lot, and like just stretching myself to the point where after I was like, I had nothing. It was crazy. I was just gone. It's a lot. There's a lot in it, but it's a fun point and click like weird horror game though. If you're looking for one, another one is Sally Face. Sally Face, lot less people to lot less characters to try to come up with a voice for, but it's equally kind of a weird mystery-ish game. Me too. Sally Face I don't think was point and click, but it was just like arrows, but it's not like a skill game. It's still just an arrow. Literally just go back and forth kind of thing. Press F. When I played it, it was a long time ago. Wait, a little sausage love? What about a lot of sausage love? Is it a fun game? Okay. I am packing freshly. Yeah, I didn't realize I didn't have any weed. Oh my god, it's literally a love sausage. Stop it. It's beautiful. Also, can we talk about that person's wrists? Choice. No, is it good? Wait, Kills, is it good? I'm skeptical. No Chester Bennington. How? Are you giving it to me because it's good, or are you giving it to me because it's terrible? I can never tell if I'm being trolled. I'm pulling it up, though. Kathy Rain is another really good one. I was trying to think of... I mean, we've played a lot of point and clicks this year because I stabbed my hand. What were the ones all the ones I played this year I actually really liked. I uninstalled them to try to make room for other games, though, unfortunately, so they're not here anymore. What did we play this year? I'm too high. Or not high enough. I don't remember. Oh my god, so it has Chester? Oh, my heart. Hold on. Post Malone's such a goof. I love him. I gotta hear it. It's gonna be sad. It's gonna be sad. Oh god, why can't I... Edith Finch? Whatever, some Edith Finch? That one was really fun. That was like a point and clicky kind of game. There's a lot of really good point and clicks out there, to be honest. I heard Darkest Dungeon actually got a real release date, which is fucking dope. May, I think. Very excited. It's really good, but man, it's sad. Dude, Lizzie's been losing her internet all day. Is it because are you guys still super cold and shitty weather? Robo? Did Dad not let you go outside? It's the only reason you come look at me like this. It's because someone didn't let you do something you wanted to do. My dogs tattle on each other and on everyone else. Sir. What are you trying to say? Did things not go your way? Someone didn't let you outside? So you're gonna come over to me and beg to go outside? You smell like farts. Are you farting at me? Is it the weed or is it the dog? That's my boy. And then Lil's gonna hump him in protest, as always. Darkest Dungeon's great game. If you're ever just looking for a casual point and click, man, great game. Very addicting. Hi. I'm packing a bowl, bud. Don't knock it over, okay? I know you don't like that, do you? I'm glad weed doesn't bother him. It's because you were born into it, molded by it. You didn't smell fresh air until you were a man. I don't have a Steam Deck, but Zach does, and he lets me borrow it pretty much whenever I want to use it because he has a laptop he plays his games on usually. What are you rubbing on? Dude, do you see this nuzzling shit? Okay. What? Are you needing attention? You seem like you need a lot of attention. You're trying to eat my teeth, sir. What's up? What's up, Buttercup? Are you beautiful? Yeah. He's so he's so fucking cute. He's just such a precious little baby. I'm okay with it. I fought, sir, but not at thee. Well, he farted in front of a fan that's blowing at me. I think it was on purpose. I think he knew. That was a good song, but I'm adding it to the list, but it still makes it's I miss Chester. Taken too soon. What's up, bud? You need something? They have not been weaned off the weed air. Hello, what are you doing, Bubba? He's a good boy, huh? And then Lilith's gonna hump him. I just don't get it. The dynamic between my dogs is so strange. They're just like so what's happening right now? Am I part of a sex chain? What's that? My poor boy. What's wrong? What? What? Sir, with the paw. Can you go outside? You need to go potty. Okay. Okay. I guess we'll take a break before we play boyfriend maker getter dungeon. Hold on, let me get this. What is the clip? Hold up. Hold up. Facts though. Both of you. You're proof that you can still end up okay in a weed soaked room. I do not blow weed on my dogs, though. I never would. That's not nice. But you're second hand in it for surezies. For surezies, sweet poods. Do you have to say hi now? I feel like it's fair. She has a little bandana too. They're both decked out for the day. Because hearts are weird and have their own brain. You punched me today. I don't trust your feet anymore. Right in the eye. I saw you. I see you. You punched me. Right in the noodle. Doesn't give a shit. Do you love it? Oh my god, Chucky, do you love it? Do you fit in it? Is it like the most miraculous thing ever? I'm assuming by your excitement, yes. Do you love it? Oh my god. I will cheers to you guys in a minute. Hold up. Madam. No, don't punch my face. Why? Why do you always want to punch my face? I don't trust your feet. You're kind of a muppet. No. think she wants to eat my earbuds. They probably taste like ears. You, I had the leather one. I did not have the cloth one, but I got mine when I lived in Seattle still. And so I really wanted one. I mean, I wasn't even thinking about Swamp Ass because, Seattle. So, but it still was great when I moved to Maryland. She got fucking something on my. Is that an eye? Did you get an eye booger on my fucking. Lilith, are we gonna have to fucking have a conversation about your eye boogers and where you place them? And that they don't go on mom's earbuds? Ew. Ew, madam. Ew. Ew. Okay, I gotta get music up. This silence is existential, and we are all contemplating reality in a place that's not supposed to happen. We were gonna play Boyfriend Dungeon and be ridiculous. Last Socratic, happy belated Nocturne Day. I'll always choose y'all. Nocturnals. Nocturne forever. God damn it. Nocturne forever. That's all I wanted to do. If they are, that's the one complaint that I've heard from dudes, and I've got like a built-in chair, you know what I'm saying? So I can't relate, but I sympathize in like a really sad way with your guys' bony ass problems. But they do break in. I'll be back. I had to get it. It was so small, and I could feel it, and it was so terrible. What up, Deloney? How are you? Hydrate. Hello, Vile. How are you, love? Look at these hoes. It's a great song. It's powerful. Let me move things out of my way. I think this is a controller game, right? The boyfriend one. This is going to be the first test of the hand. I think it's fine. I think my hand's got to be fine by now. I haven't hit it in a while. I'm alive! Hey, I mean, that's something worth caps, if anything's worth caps. I hated the stupid, expensive warehouse. Oh, God. A whole warehouse? Inventory was honestly the worst time of year, no matter what. I don't know how you do it as a job, dude. I hated it. Just doing it once a year. It was like dreaded. Like I got chapstick on my teeth. It's the weirdest feeling. Working 12 hours a day and getting caught up on Kingmakers. Ooh, that's fun, though. I mean, that's at least you have something. I couldn't do anything when I worked 12s, dude. I was so exhausted. I'd just go home and go to sleep. Or I'd lay there like in that half sleep, just stoned out of my mind coma, listening to Bob Ross, trying to sleep. Big old Joann's Fabrics. Oh, I love Joann's. That's such a bad place for me. Shall we cheers to Joann's and play? We're gonna play Boyfriend Dungeon. I don't normally play games, but I don't normally start this late, and I figured it'd be a fun, the day. Let's find a boyfriend in the dungeon, I guess. I think we date our weapons. I don't know. I've never played it. Katsumushi got it for me as a gift. Does anybody know? Has anybody played this? It's a controller game, right? My controller trigger buttons have been very not cooperative lately, and I don't know why. Like, even before I hurt my hand, for some reason, sometimes it takes like a really long click to get into work, and I don't know. It's spotless. I cleaned the fuck out of it. I don't know. You date your weapons. That's what I thought. Is it a controller game, Deloney? You've played this one, Boyfriend Dungeon? I'm just moving chat around so I can see you guys. Oh, we'll just see by chat. This is a great song. What the fuck? I was caught on a thing. We're good. Hopefully. Life is dust. This whole house. I feel like the chicken Beetlejuice. Dust. Everything's dust. All the time. Who knew hell would be dust? I prefer controller. I have way better posture. When I do keyboard, I tend to hunch and push and do this kind of shit. It's a bad habit from MMO days. I prefer controller. I can chill like this and keep my back up, not fuck my back up. I don't want to fuck it. Not today. Okay, chat's good. Boyfriend Dungeon. This should be fun. Does it have a good soundtrack? Is it decent music? chili and croutons, yum. Metroid Prime's remaster. Is that the one Zach was playing the other day? Did he play that one? I think I saw maybe that one. Maybe. I don't know. He's played so many fucking demos in the last couple days. I don't remember. All right, let's jump into this bitch. Actually rather shocked by how much I enjoyed this game. This game's pretty fun. I thought it was going to be a lot more gimmicky, but it's actually, like, aside from the creepy date shit, that's a little much. There's a lot of creepy dating shit going on in there. Some of the conversations, man, wow, creepy. Wow, creepy, very forward. Much forward, very creepy. Hello, Tony, how are you, love? But it's fun, and I hope I can get a little bit better at the fucking combat, because Jesus Christ. What fast deaths I incur. I mean, this is probably why I've never dated, because that would be me IRL. I would just be in my own head like, this is the weirdest situation ever of my life. I don't know what I would do if someone just, like, ripped their fucking shirt open. They were like, who would leave this to be alone anyways? I'd probably just turn around and cry. I don't know. Northbound so far, I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. A sword sauntered across a dance floor to me and then turned into a person and hit on me. I don't know. My voice is dying. I can feel it. It's happening. It's a funny game. I mean, I'm having a fucking blast and mostly just the ridiculousness of it thus far. I have no idea what's going on. Man, but I need to go drink some tea and soothe my throat. I'm glad we could go late today though. Jesus Christ, my voice really went. That's fun though. My hand feels actually fine, but honestly, like, the most I had to do was this. The wound is like here, and it doesn't hurt anymore unless I really bang it. And I think that's just like inner healing, but the top of it's totally closed and everything. I don't have to wear a band-aid or anything. So it's safe. I'm not worried about it, infection or anything like that. So, this is a fun game. I want to finish Stray, obviously. I don't know how I'm gonna, should we play this one and then do Stray? Like, finish this one first, then finish Stray? I don't know. But this is funny. I like this game. This was fun. I'm glad I got to stream today. Thank you for asking, though. Send me more pics of your sword, your big curved polished sword. It's so oily. Don't mind that rust fleck. Mom said it's been there since birth. Oh! I was trying to do in the Ron a little bit, like the Ron. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. A little bit. I'm not a very sexy person. I don't take myself serious enough to be sexy, so I just turned into a big fat dork, and it's gonna be this game, but I enjoy it very much. This is fun. Katsumushi, if you watch this VOD, thank you very much for gifting me this game. I'm enjoying. Zaquarion, thank you for using your Prime sub. Do not forget to use your Prime subs. I appreciate you guys using them here, but you can use them literally anywhere. Just don't forget them. Because Bezos makes a bajillion and he doesn't deserve it. I'm gonna go drink some tea and rest, because this is my first day back from getting real sick for some stupid reason. But I very much had fun and I missed you guys. I can't believe it's already almost, it's 5 o'clock at night. I gotta go take my dogs for a walk and shit. I can't believe it. It's weird. The day flew by. But I missed you intensely. I hate not being able to come hang out, at least. And when my teeth hurt and my face hurts, I literally just can't speak and it's just misery. So I'm happy that my face doesn't hurt anymore and I'm happy to be back. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I think. Yeah, what's tomorrow? Wednesday? I have no plans. We'll just play more of this or something. Or we'll finish Stray. Or something. Or we'll chat all day and do nothing of importance and just smoke weed. Because life is our fucking oyster. You know? What the fuck you want to do? Too short not to. Let's cheers. I'm gonna use my Jesus? Katie, no. My Bezos dirty G-string money here. And I will spend that Bezos dirty G-string money on weed, because I know Bezos does not like drugs. And I think that's funny to spend that money on drugs. So thank you. Muchly. I'm topping my bowl off to give a good cheers. 1 sec. Sorry. I'm cheersing. I'm just not going to cheers you with ashes. That's just rude. It's rude and you deserve more. I'm really high. This weed is strong. I feel my eyes starting to do this a little bit. She high. Da-na-na-na. Ow! It's happening. This weed's crazy. Wild. Wild how some strains are just like significantly different than others. When back in the day it was like, thanks for that bag of green stuff I'm gonna hope is marijuana. Cheers, y'all. The existential silence eats our souls. On that note, I'm going to make sure I didn't cough a loogie into my arm because that's disgusting. Advise you remember to take your joy and drink water. Clean your fucking bong. That's some spicy oregano. Dude, you never know. Sometimes I think about that. Like, what did I smoke when I was a youth? God damn. I don't want to know, but like sometimes. I'm gonna go rest my voice because this shit's going fast. I'm gonna put some honey in some throat coat tea and gargle it for an hour. But be good, take your joy, eat something delicious, and drink some water. Um, I know it's that stupid Valentine's Day. Don't let media and your mystically happy couple friends make you feel like shit if you're single or alone tonight. Because let me tell you, it ain't no different for anybody in a relationship. They just make it look that way for social media. They're all just sitting with their hairy bellies out, eating themselves stupid on a couch and going to sleep sexless. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel too bad. I love you. You're my Valentine. And I won't grease your sword like this creepy game would. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. We'll learn more tomorrow. It is, I mean, growing your own. I kind of want to this spring. I was thinking about growing a crop, but we'll see. I love you guys. If you take any solace in this, be proud that you can be alone with yourself, because the vast majority of people in chronic relationships literally cannot physically be alone with their own brain without screaming and dying. And it's crazy and sad. I love you. Eat something good and get some chocolates. And tomorrow we'll play more of this or we'll do something fun. And I'm going to go rest this so I can actually stream tomorrow. I love you.